Actually started recording. Okay, it's acting really fucking weird. Okay, whatever. Hey, it's a Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 93. I'm Alex. And that's Addie, who just said hey, and there's also Pink, who's here.
Yeah.
Yeah! That's a fucking hot intro, coming in red hot right
Say
there.
yeah.
For the hypest topic, Suicide Squad 2.
So
Oh
hey,
yeah.
Pink, what do you think about John Cena being casted as the Joker?
It's better than Jared Leto.
Definitely.
Man, don't make me hopeful. My oh my, though, the cast list is very strange.
It's a cast list. I know like maybe 3 names on it, and that's about it. But it's a cast list. That's a very big cast.
That is not true. You know more than 3 names.
I know. Let me count them. Scroll up. Scroll up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I know 8 names from that list. So I think that's actually the majority. So anyone I don't know is in the minority.
They actually managed to get a couple Marvel polls, which is weird. Like David Dastmalchian, he's Ant-Man's Russian friend, remember?
Ah.
Nathan Fillion, who had like a tiny ass, like, wasn't there just one of the Marvel movies had in the background a poster of Nathan Fillion as Wonder
Guardians.
Man?
It was either 1 or 2.
Yeah, at some point he was supposed to like have a cameo bit as Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Obviously Sean Gunn.
Yeah, Michael Rooker.
Taika Waititi. Idris Elba.
I don't think he counts.
I think Taika Waititi counts.
He sort of counts.
I mean, obviously he's a director, but he also is Korg, so
yeah. But he still only got that half participation award for me because Corey is all CGI.
Out of me, it's the same. I mean, I wouldn't give Bradley Cooper a half participation award. I'd count him as full.
I can see your point there.
Like, Bradley Cooper despite the fact that Bradley Cooper's never been on set, probably never been on set, Bradley Cooper does one of the best performances in the MCU.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic Rocket. It's kind of surprising. But other than that, there's also several returning actors from the first Suicide Squad. Poor bastards.
They couldn't weasel out of this one.
I'm kind of shocked by Margot Robbie, honestly.
Yeah, I was a little surprised as well. She's got her...
I mean...
Oh boy.
We know what he said. That's the thing. We know what he said. Harley's got her own movie now. But, I mean... would you consider Harley Quinn to be the main character of the first Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Because
I consider her to be the main character of DC at this point.
I mean, if we want to just talk about the DC cinematic universe, I feel like Wonder Woman has a better claim, but...
I still have not seen Wonder Woman, and I'm just talking about DC in general. Harley Quinn is their John Cena.
Oh, well,
They're, less family-friendly John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah,
Doctor of Tokenomics, Harley Quinn.
Can we? You know what? You said that, and what ran through my mind is Jared Leto's Joker actually is Doctor of Thugonomics Joker.
Oh boy. No, I don't think Doctor of Tokenomics was that lame.
How about Injustice 2 Joker who can wear a flat cap?
Maybe him. Maybe him.
Oh man, I really love how dumb it is with Injustice 2 Joker, because he's very much a traditional Joker, but he dresses like Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so weird because he's coming out and doing the shit Mark Hamill impression as he looks like, edgelord.
It's like they weren't really sure which Joker incarnation they wanted to go with, so they went with all of them.
Well, the problem is that
Yo.
Injustice 1 Joker was very, very classically styled. Very. But then Injustice 2, I'm sure some DC executive, was like, oh, cross-brand marketing.
Cross Brian marketing.
Gosh darn it, Brian.
I don't... Okay, Addy, sure. Eh. Will Smith was able to wiggle out. Bless him.
He used his wish as the
went
genie.
to Aladdin instead.
Yeah.
He used his wish as the genie to disappear from Suicide Squad.
Well, if we want to invoke another reference to a movie of his, he pulled out the little Men in Black flash stick that makes everybody forget.
Yeah.
I was never here. I wasn't in the first Suicide Squad. Bye.
His mother sent him to Bel Air instead.
Quick, what other movies can we reference? He left Earth with his son to go make a bad movie. Thank you, M. Night Shyamalan. Right.
I feel like freaking Thank You, M. Night Shyamalan should be the movie equivalent of freaking like Thank You, Todd Howard for blaming one person for everybody's sins. Like freaking, oh boy, the Room. Thank you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, the trouble is that M. Night Shyamalan has made good movies in the past.
Yeah.
Has Todd Howard's name been on any actually good games?
I don't think so.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, in the cast, there are a couple people who have just never done superhero movies before. Obviously, John Cena is up there. There's Flula Borg. That German YouTuber that everyone argued about when he was in Pitch Perfect a couple years back. Yeah, I guess he's there. Pete Davidson, that little comedian with the eyes. You wouldn't know the name, but you'd recognize the face, trust me. And Peter Capaldi, the 13th Doctor. 13th, right?
I have no idea, but his name does sound familiar, so I probably know him from somewhere.
Or is the current Doctor the 13th? Eddie, how much do you know about Doctor Who? Help me here. You're European.
All I know about Doctor Who is that it got my nationwide anime channel cancelled. It was the only one. And that's about it.
Thank you,
How do you
Dr.
pronounce...
Who, for destroying anime.
Thank you, Dr. Who. How do you pronounce Mailing's last name? The NG?
Oh, it's Vietnamese. It's a different kind of alphabet.
But how would you pronounce it? Do you know or do you not?
New game.
New game.
I absolutely do not know how to pronounce it. I can tell you the only Vietnamese last name I know how to pronounce is Nguyen. And let me tell you, Nguyen is not spelled like Nguyen.
Either way.
Pink, we missed what you said there. Right, let's just ignore it. Quickly.
Alright.
There's also a lot of just kind of James Gunn's... Oh.
Alright, Pink's back. Pink's ghost showed itself for a bit there.
There's a lot of James Gunn's apparently just regular old posse here. Like, a lot of the names when I was looking them up were just like, they have done 2 movies. Brightburn and Guardians 2. Brightburn and Guardians 2. Oh, more Brightburn and Guardians 2. Okay. I see.
Yeah. He's just got these actors locked up in his trailer. It's like, I'll use you when absolutely necessary.
I feel like if I were a DC executive, I wouldn't allow anyone who worked on Brightburn to work on a DC movie. But I have a lot of spite for Brightburn because Evil Superman is such a tired concept.
Yep.
So, You know, I can say I want this to be good, but there's a lot of movies where it's like, this movie will be bad, but I desperately want it to be good. This is not a movie I desperately want to be good.
Right.
This is a movie
It would be
where
nice if DC could churn out a good movie every now and again, and they've done it in the past, but for some reason I just don't see that happening with Suicide Squad, but I'd love to be proven wrong.
I mean, here's the thing. King Shark is on Suicide Squad too.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, fucking King Shark is here. We dropped Croc for King Shark.
That's an upgrade, buddy boy.
Like, I'm waiting for Suicide Squad 3 where they're like, oh, hey, we lost King Shark, but you know who we got? Orca!
And then Orca gets whaled.
Oh, no. Oh, man. You know, it'd be a wacky storyline for them to include.
Yeah.
In the Injustice comics, at one point it turns out that Killer Croc got Orca pregnant.
What?
Now, if that's a mental image you don't want in your head, go ahead and raise your hand. That's gonna be a fucking beastly child when it comes out. Like, holy
Crorca.
shit. Yeah.
Orca.
Oh, man. But hey, Michael Rooker's there. I love Michael Rooker. He's fantastic. Idris Elba's there. Love Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion's good.
You know who else is there?
Nathan Fillion's good in most things. Margot Robbie, bless her, she's trying her damnedest to not suck. She's stuck with a not great version of the character, but she is pulling her heart out for it. I can say I've probably only seen like 3 Margot Robbie performances, but they've all been good.
I've seen maybe one. Because I know I saw Suicide Squad, and that's probably all I know her from.
Wow, you were introduced to her in the worst way possible.
Yeah?
Oh, and Jai Courtney's there as well. I don't want to like Jai Courtney, but he was such an obnoxious asshole as Captain Boomerang that I had to love it.
I don't know why I heard Giant Courtney.
Well, see, now that's an entirely different. I'm just imagining like a stereotypical like Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Like
it's a cheerleader. A cheerleader about the size of freaking Galactus.
I'm just kind of imagining like Rachel McAdams here.
Quickly, Giant Courtney, save us. Oh boy. Oh. Because like I'm just imagining like a stereotypical freaking cheerleader, like blonde cheerleader chick, but she's as I've said the size of Galactus.
And it's not even a modern one. It's like a late 90s, early 2000s stereotypical one. She shoots a laser out of his head by putting her fingers into an L symbol on her forehead.
The laser won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming.
For some reason, there's just Gwen Stefani music playing in the background at all times.
Instead of the Silver Surfer, the harbinger of the Giant Courtney is a really faint. That's my shit in the background.
Oh man,
This is the worst.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that one. This is about as good a content as we're getting out of Suicide Squad 2. I'm surprised Addie's went this long without making a meme reference for the movie. I love Suicide Squad's memes because they're all just awful lines from the film. Have you guys seen that copy pasta where they just repeat the entirety of Rick Flagg's lines about Katana?
I don't know why I thought you were saying Ric Flair.
Ric Flair!
You guys
doing Suicide Squad.
Okay, now that
he
was
always
awesome.
was. Yeah. Ric Flair and Giant Courtney for the Suicide Squad 3.
Lex Luthor is just like, I'm going to take over the world, and then Ric Flair comes in, woo! Ric Flair puts Lex Luthor in the figure 4.
To be the world, you're gonna beat the world, and then he summons his stand.
Oh, shut up! Oh my god, when he does the stupid muda 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 thing and says just woo over and over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man, and I just started laughing again because that fucking image I linked for Addy measuring racism in fighting game communities by the amount of times they use the hard R ending of the N-word, right? And Pink, look at the list. Look at what is the number 4 for racism.
Shrek Super Slam? I don't even know what that is, but I'm intrigued.
It's the world's best fighting game, Pink.
Shrek boards.
It's Shrek. It's a Shrek Smash game.
No, it's closer to Power Stone, really. But apparently better balanced because it still has a pro community. Well, I fucking loved how genuinely confused Pink sounded. Shrek Super Slam?
John Cena will face off against Shrek in Super Slam this Sunday.
Shrek defeats John Cena with racism.
Yeah.
Get down, Mr.
What's
Cena.
Yes, I was about to say, what's the shitty freaking racism meme that's going on right now?
Well, either go with that or have Cena beat Shrek and then go, congrats, boys, we've ended racism. Shrek is just the abstract concept of racism.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's green, so he's racist to Irish people.
We need to kill Shrek.
It's the only way.
But don't forget that freaking Shrek is having a child with Shadow, I think. Oh no, he's having a child with SpongeBob, who is Shadow.
I don't really want to stop you that hard here.
That's actual art that I've seen.
No,
Well,
I'm aware.
quote unquote art.
I'm aware. I just wasn't sure if I should stop you so you could keep going.
I also think the Shadow's sibling is Sonic because obviously.
Right.
Life. Why do we exist?
No, I understand why I exist. That
Just to suffer.
I'm here to make an obnoxious ass out of myself on YouTube. That is my purpose.
That is your great calling in life.
You carry butter.
I'm gonna upload a YouTube drama video.
Another day after that, it's an AMV. set to freaking Bad and Bougie. It's also the freaking Batman manga, just edited together to be slightly moving.
I'll encourage a bunch of fans to go dox somebody.
The creator of Batman.
Both of whom I'm pretty sure are dead, so. Bill Finger and Bob Kane are both dead, right, Pink?
I know for certain that one of them is dead. I don't know about the other.
I'll look it up just real quick.
Which one? You decide. Send an SMS to DC headquarters to decide which creator of Batman is dead.
Bill Finger died in 1974. Let me look up Bob Kane. And Bob Kane died in 1998. They are both
all right. They are both gone.
Rip. We're a bit late to have the funeral services, but let's get them started. 50 years late in one case and 20 years late in the other.
What matters is that we got to it eventually.
It's not the destination, it's the journey. Right. So, Addy, what's coming out on the channel this week?
Right, did you run out of freaking topics already?
Oh yeah, it's been a shit.
We had a single topic.
I didn't even notice.
The Suicide Squad.
I had another topic for the new Resident Evil game, but I figured, like, you guys are gonna want to fucking talk about Resident Evil. What, like... Hey, Addy, what do you think of Resident Evil multiplayer?
It exists in the bad games, from what I can tell.
Who knows? Outbreak was good. It's gonna use RE2's very base engine and gameplay structure, but the whole thing is, like, there's 5 players, 4 of whom are humans, and 1 is a sort of dungeon master who can spawn monsters and traps, and if he wants to, can personally take control of Mr. X and give it to you in person.
Alright, well, I'm having a hard time pulling up the videos because YouTube is freaking being a shit and trying to force me into the new design.
Radical, Pink, what's coming out on your channel?
Oh, let's see. I might actually have stuff coming out on my channel this week. Because I actually did a lot of recording this week. A lot of it didn't turn out. A lot of it is unusable at this point. But some of it did turn out, and I just need to go edit all that stuff, and once I'm done with that, and if I'm happy with it, it'll go up. So, yeah. Stronghold, back on. Civilization, I'm going to say tentatively that might be coming out.
Civ 6, right?
Civ 6, yes.
That's
gonna be sweet.
That's actually very funny. Because you know what I've done for my recorded for my first solo LP?
Oh, did you do Civ 5?
Civ 5!
Oh, goody.
So what y'all saying is that I need to start up a freaking Civ 1 playthrough on my channel.
Civ 1, so that you can get to the late game and immediately get fucking nuked. Oh, man. Or Civ 4, let's shaft you with the fucking most complex, hardest of the Civ games, yeah. Like...
What, yeah? Go ahead.
For curiosity's sake, Pink, like, how do you record Civ 6? Because I thought you were playing it on Switch.
No, it's on my PC.
Oh, I'm
laptop.
a crazy person.
Yeah.
Why did I think you were playing it on Switch?
I don't know. You had mentioned that you were considering getting it for the Switch, so maybe you kind of intertwined that inside your brain.
No, I said that because I thought you had it on Switch.
Ah.
Okay, that's good, because I was like, I really don't want to play it on Switch. I'd rather have it on PC, but I want to play it with Pink.
Yeah, definitely get it on PC, because I don't know how well it would work on Switch.
It'd probably work fine with a touchscreen. I've not
it's
seen
fine enough.
I've not seen footage of Civ 6, but based off Civ 5 and Civ 4.
See, Civ 6 is actually a fighting game.
Yeah. Dude, you have no idea how much I desperately want to show you guys how much I am the best at Civ. By which I mean I am okay. By which I mean I'm starting to get near okay. But yes, I am on Thursday going to be uploading the first episode of Alex Gets Mediocre at Civ 5.
Nice.
And Addy, do you have our channel uploads pulled up?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So, on freaking, let me check the date. Right, on Monday, we will release the second part of Game Dev Tycoon, where Hitsune freaking, what's her name? Matsune Hiku.
Haiku.
Yeah, Matsune Hiku saves us once again.
Good old Rianu Keeves.
Yeah. They can sue us if we change one letter. The Chinese way.
Well, if you're going the Chinese way, you gotta go full on it. If you're going the Chinese way, just rename it from Hatsune Miku to, like, digital dancing pop star of justice or some shit.
Evil diva.
All right, so we got Game Dev coming up this week. Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah. And then on Friday, it's Dota 2.
Dota 2. That
We
wow, we were recording that one a long. We were recording that one a long time ago. Oh man. All right then. And Addy, do you have anything coming out on any of your own channels?
No, I didn't have freaking time.
Okay, fair enough.
I never have enough time.
Such is life. All right then. So, Pink, what you been up to this past week, man?
All right. What have I been up to? I did get into season 2 of I was about to say Stranger Things, The Good Place.
Okay.
I'm 5 episodes in, I want to say.
Okay, so far enough that you're starting to really understand what the concept for this season is.
Yes.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
I kind of figured it was going that way.
Yeah, season 2 is one that looks like it's going in one direction, but then it's going in another.
I was like, this is too straightforward. There's going to be another hook here.
Yeah. So can we just go ahead and say, hey, spoilers for The Good Place?
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, spoilers for Stranger Things.
The Stranger Place.
The Good Things.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a great concept to start the season off. Can I just go ahead and say that? I love that they're acknowledging how bad of an idea The Good Place was to begin with. Like, your idea of torturing them was to send them to a idyllic place that's vaguely off. Also, I love that as soon as he tries it again, it somehow winds up in a situation where Tahani is the ultra trashy one who screws everything up.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a show that loves to play with its characters. The only character I think they don't play around with enough is John Yu. I think John Yu is pretty much the same every episode.
Right.
You know, Eleanor, Chidi, yeah, they all get to they get to show a new dimension to their character every now and then. John Yu, he's just fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like, even the robot AI, what's her name? Jane? No,
Janet.
Janet, like, gets to do plenty. Like, she gets to do all kinds of stuff over this couple seasons.
She gets to do all kinds of stuff, yeah. She's doing everything.
Yeah.
What hasn't she done at this point?
Now, I can't exactly remember. At the episode that you've just recently watched, what happened?
Oh, what? That was like...
Did anything happen, like, with Michael?
Michael. I think Michael had just gone through his midlife crisis.
Okay, so you've reached...
I think that's as far back as I can remember.
Right. So yeah, you see that the season changes very suddenly. Because at first it looks like it's going to focus on, like, oh hey, now they know the good place is the bad place. And they're going to try and, get out of there. But Michael's going to be the antagonist. But no.
Right.
No, that's not what they're going for.
Yep. I think by episode 3, they start to move on to the next phase of the season.
Yeah, because Michael kind of realizes...
For the first 3, I want to say it's all, like, montages, almost. Yeah, of, like, hey, here's this gimmick that we could easily run for 9 seasons, and it'd be the same thing over and over again, and here's a montage of that, but no, we're going to go somewhere else this time.
They skip, honest to God, like 300 years.
Yeah.
Like, what was the final count on Michael's Good Place attempts?
It's 802 or something like that.
Right. And, like, several of them lasted, like, upwards of 60 days. Some lasted, honest to God, just, like, a minute.
Yep.
I love that, the idea of Eleanor arriving in the Good Place and immediately being like, hey!
Yep.
Wasn't John the one to figure it out in one of the times?
Yeah.
But it was never Chidi or Tahani.
Jason figured it out?
Yeah. But it was never Chidi or Tahani, right?
Right.
The two who are supposed to be the smart ones.
The two who think they're supposed to be there.
Well, that's probably why they have such a hard time figuring it out, because they think they're supposed to be there, because they both think they're perfect people.
So, like, they know the other two aren't supposed to be there, but yeah, why would they question themselves?
Oh, man. I do like how they play with that stuff, because in the first season, you see Tahani and you're like, oh, rival character. She's going to be an asshole. She's going to be a high and mighty asshole. Which, no, not really. Kind of, but no. But, yeah, that... gotta get to season 3. So, which would you say that you are liking better so far, season 1 or season 2?
I would have to say season 2, honestly. Season 1, it took me a little bit to get going, but by the time I reached the end of that season, I was quite ready for more, and season 2 just completely grabbed me in a way that season 1 hadn't accomplished until near the very end.
Yeah. I think there's also a lot... It's a show that's got a lot of consistency.
Yes.
Like, you and I can't imagine how it was watching Good Place as it was televised. But you and me, like, both watching Good Place after the fact, being able to run through seasons 1 and 2, like, almost immediately, you notice
right.
There is a lot of jokes set up in that show.
Yeah.
Some jokes are set up like a season ahead. I haven't watched season 3 yet, but there might be some jokes that are set up 2 seasons ahead.
Hey, we did this one thing back in episode 1 of season 1, and now here's a joke in season 3 about it. That'd be wild.
And there's another thing about it, like, for one thing, obviously, it's got a fantastic story for a comedy show. But, like, it never runs into the hitch that a lot of comedy shows do, of they do something sheerly for the sake of a joke that winds up kind of hurting a character.
Right.
Like, in this moment, they're like, man, wouldn't it be really funny if this guy fucked over this guy? But it makes that character wildly unsympathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the name? There's a name for it in The Simpsons. I forget what it's called. Well, it applies mostly to Peter Griffin, of course, of all characters. What was it called? Like Bastard Homer or Bastard Peter Griffin? Something like that. Or Evil Stupid, something like that. I don't know.
Stupid.
Stupid Evil. Put it on the D&D chart there. That's probably the correct way to categorize Peter Griffin, right, Addy? Stupid Evil?
Yeah. It depends. I actually haven't watched the freaking, like, past 15 freaking seasons of Family Guy, but
Did anyone?
from the ones no, hopefully not. But from the ones I did watch, I'd say that in the earlier ones he was just stupid, and then they slowly turned him heel.
That's slow burn, man.
Family Guy to me seems like the entire show was built as post season 9 Simpsons. And that's just how it started. But, oh man. And the thing about Good Place is, like...
Like the thing with the Family Guy thing is that on one hand I feel like it was a lot of people just wishful thinking that it would be better than New Simpsons. On the other hand, freaking whoever the creator is has on freaking the movie, I think, where the whole joke is people are fat.
Seth MacFarlane has a movie that's just about that?
Yeah, basically, it's like, I think it's a collection of short movies that he's made, and it's just, hey, it's Jesus, but he's fat, and that's the joke. And it's not just that, but you know, it's mostly just that.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of Funny Something or Others, it was called. I actually remember the full name. Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of something.
I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere on his filmography. I can say that.
Because like I remember
I see.
that
It's a web thing.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. It was a 50-episode web series.
Because yeah, like half of those are just really shitty, either racist jokes or sexist jokes or homophobic jokes. You know, basically, it's half of it is Family Guy, and the other half of it is freaking fat people, from what I remember.
This just sounds like Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah. Comedy.
I feel like there's a beautiful kind of thing we just did there, in that we're talking about Good Place, which is, I'm not gonna lie, kind of like the peak of comedy shows for me. And then we talked a little bit about Family Guy, which is the pit of TV shows for me.
We went straight from the good place to the actual bad place.
Oh, no.
There's at least one worse comedy show than Family Guy.
Okay, I know you're about to say
I don't think I believe you.
You're going to say Big Bang Theory in a second, but you're wrong.
No, I actually wasn't.
Oh, okay.
So have you guys heard of Brickerberry?
Oh, yes, I have. I've seen like one or two clips from
Yes. In which one whole episode is the bear cub just humping everything because that's funny.
I don't know that I would count Netflix.
It was shown on freaking Comedy Central over here, so I count it.
Okay, of the relevant TV shows, Family Guy is the pit.
Yeah.
Family Guy is the Stone Cold Steve Austin of comedy TV shows.
It beats Deborah.
Yeah, well, what are you talking about? Of course Family Guy has, like, morally questionable acts. That's half the fucking show, is Seth MacFarlane being like, well, I don't know what joke to write, so what if Peter just kills Lois?
What if Peter?
Comedy!
Like, okay, I like that allegory. Stone Cold Steve Austin's not the worst wrestler of all time. He's just the worst wrestler that's relevant. Alright. I would say, like, The Good Place manages to maintain a consistency for characters throughout the entire series as well. Like, to a certain degree. I would say Michael gets a lot better in Season 2. He was good in Season 1. He was great in Season 1. But I liked him a lot more in Season 2.
Yeah. Well, he's also able to do a lot more in Season 2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There are no restraints anymore.
That's like one of my absolute favorite moments of the entire series is at the end of Season 1. When Eleanor figures it out, and Michael immediately switches from a look of concern to just the biggest shit-eating grin of pure evil. Like, Ted Danson actually handles that switch perfectly. And, like, there always was something off about Michael from the very beginning of the series. I think you would agree with me on that.
Yep.
As soon as you saw him, you're like, something's not right here.
This can't possibly be the face of the good place.
Well, I'm willing to believe that it was that, simply because Ted Danson is most famous for Cheers, which everybody loves. But, like, immediately there was some, like, the way Ted Danson played the character. And, like, even, like, I feel like Tahani's actress is actually, like, that's pretty much her first acting role.
Is it?
Yeah, let me look it up, but I think Jamila Al-Jamil, I think, is her name. Oh, no, just Jamila Jamil, okay. Wait, is Tahani's last name Al something?
Yes.
Okay, that's the part of the problem is her real name and her Good Place name are a little too close for me. Like, they actually have.
I think her Good Place name is genuinely Al Jamil.
She has the same last name except for the Al.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, she has only had 2 acting roles in her entire career. The first was Good Place, and she's also a voice in DuckTales.
Ooh.
Yeah, somebody had to do it. I'm glad you took the bullet, Eddie. So, yeah, she doesn't seem like that's her first acting role. She's not the show. She's definitely not the show off of the cast for acting ability, but she carries herself just fine.
Right.
I mean, if you had to ask me like who's the best actor on the series, I would. It would be a neck and neck race between. How am I forgetting her name? Damn it, Eleanor.
Yes, her.
Kristen Bell, I want to say.
Kristen Bell, yes. I don't know why I forgot that. I was able to remember Dax Shepard's name. I was able to remember her husband's name. Those two are just inseparable for me. Like, if I forget Dax Shepard's name, I always have to go, Kristen Bell's husband, help me. But yeah, it's a solid neck and neck race between Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. But Chidi's also up there. Chidi's actor is fucking knocking it out in most of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you definitely get to see a different dimension to Chidi later in the second season. I really love what they did with Chidi, definitely.
Nice.
The season 2 finale overall is fantastic. I'm excited for when you see that one, because that one's also good, but in a different way than season 1's finale.
Nice.
So yeah, Good Place is fantastic. You got
Absolutely.
You got anything to add from season 2 so far? Anything that strikes you?
Not at the moment.
All right. Anything else?
Anything else? This week, Operation, what's it called? The next one after Phantom Sight.
Breakpoint. Something like that.
Oh, I heard that people are using, getting Goyo to kill the hostage.
Yeah. I heard the same thing, too.
What's happening?
Whoopsie doodles. People are using an exploit. People are basically forcing Goyo to kill the hostage through his explosive barrier as a way of getting Goyo players banned.
Yeah.
Oh.
Operation Emberize, that's what it's called.
Can the defenders move the hostage?
No.
No.
Wait, is Goyo a defender?
Goyo is defender.
Okay, so what? Oh, I see, okay. So an attacker will just grab the hostage, walk over to a Goyo barrier, and then kill themselves on it?
Yes.
That's actually really clever.
I've heard multiple stories, and I think a little while ago they put out a patch to kind of... I don't remember what they did. I don't remember who started the whole hostage Goyo shield thing, if it was attackers or defenders, but something got swapped around, and now it's kind of being taken advantage of by the other side. I want to say it was the defenders that started it by placing the Goyo shields, the Vulcan shields, around the hostage and kind of using that as bait for the attackers to accidentally shoot out a shield, blow it up, and kill the hostage. So I want to say it got patched to where the attackers blowing up the shields on the hostage wouldn't count as them killing the hostage. It would count as a defender. But now the attackers would be dragging the hostage over to Vulcan's shield, then just blowing that up. So it's like they dissuaded the defenders from placing the Vulcan shields around the hostage, but now the attackers can just pick up the hostage and put it next to a Vulcan shield. So it's just not a good situation at all. So yeah, if you ever find yourself on, what's it called, hostage mode, don't pick Goyo.
Okay, so then I've got a subsequent question. Wouldn't it have been more logical to just stick with the first? Because, I mean, ultimately, if the attackers do wind up accidentally popping the Goyo shield and killing the hostage, then that sucks, but it would be equally likely that, like, just a fuse would kill it.
Yeah. I still maintain that you're correct and they should not have made the change. Because, if you're firing off into the hostage room, you should be as careful as you can be anyway. If you blow up a shield, that's kind of your own fault. Reversing the damage to where it's the defender's fault now, I don't agree with.
Well, basically, now what it does is there's just now an exploit in place that ensures that Goyo is never viable for hostage ever again.
Right.
Because it's just an auto win for the attackers if they can get the hostage to a Goyo shield.
Right. It's not a good situation. And really, it's a tactical decision to place the Goyo shields around the hostage. I don't see what the big problem was with that in the very beginning, but now it's changed and now it's kind of dumb.
Well, don't you need an explosive to pop a shield anyways?
No.
Oh, it will just break under enough gunfire?
Yep.
Doesn't it require
all it takes is one bullet?
Only one bullet to pop a Goyo shield.
Yeah. From
the back, though, right?
From the back. If you're shooting it from the front, then yeah, you gotta shoot in between the... Well, I actually don't think you can shoot between the slits. So I don't know.
Okay,
I haven't tested that yet.
I get it now. What they're doing is they're placing the front of the Goyo shield towards the hostage.
Yes.
Front towards enemy.
I mean, obviously, the freaking most dangerous person in any hostage game is the hostage.
Absolutely.
Addy tapping into his inner fuse main there. It's like that fucking image edit where there's just fuses looking at a board and it just says killer, and there's another operator there, and he says there's one thing worse than a killer, and then he rips off the little strip and it has underneath hostage above the word killer. And Fuse goes, a hostage! No, Fuse. Okay, so did you get to play with Goyo, or what's the name of it?
Yes. I've played as Goyo a few times, and I played as Amaru at least once.
Okay.
And overall, I'd say they're fun. They're definitely more impactful than the previous set of operators.
They're more impactful than my special eyes.
Yes. Who would have thought? I never would have guessed.
Would you believe your flies, these 7 million special eyes, all came to life and saw through smoke?
Oh, that's OP. They can see through smoke. How will we ever counter it? Oh, man. I have to add, like, Goyo I can see very clearly on the surface. Like, this is a character that doesn't entirely shake up the game, but he's just got a neat bonus. But Amaru, yeah. I have to ask, like, with her being in the space she is she entirely useless or is she a game changer? Because there's no in between.
That's basically how it is. It's like, there is no in between, so she is either entirely useless or she does change the game. It's not really something you can say before you enter a round. It's after the rounds are over and you look back and you have to think, was Amaru useful there, or was she completely useless? In my experience, she could be absolutely game-changing, but she hasn't been yet. Honestly, I would say right now, IQ would be the better option overall because they both have that same LMG. And the LMG is a very good weapon, and they added a, angled grip to it. So now you can aim down sights at the speed of a normal gun. What was that, Addy?
At the speed of light.
At the speed of light, yes.
Huh.
Just instant stepping game down sights.
So adding Amaru to the game only buffed IQ. That's basically what this was. Because Amaru herself doesn't really bring anything to the team, but because she reuses the LMG from IQ, and they added the angled grip to that LMG, now you have IQ, who's a 3-speed operator with that angled grip LMG,
I was
who
about to
also
say.
provides the technology seeking utility.
Right, but she has to switch to her pistol. That's the important
Yeah,
part.
she has to switch to her pistol for that, but it's still a bit more useful than Amaru's grapple hook.
Well, the thing with Amaru is that you just want to be able to. You want to be able to figure out if there's a trap waiting on the other side of that door or a roamer. Because, I mean, obviously there's frost traps, but there's no way frost is covering enough windows to make that much of a thing. I'd be more worried about just going into the window and it's like, oh, hi, Vigil.
Right.
Bang, done.
Oh, hi, Visual. How's your sex life?
Or even worse, Kavira. Hey, guys, just so you know, you're now all visible on the map. You're welcome.
Sorry about that. My bad.
Whoopsie doodles.
At the very least, if you grappled into the building like ASAP and got downed and interrogated, then maybe all your teammates will still be outside and be able to find cover.
Well,
Congratulations, you died fast enough to not be a hassle to your teammates.
Congratulations, you've now made it an outdoor shooter. Wait, what? I've never gotten to an outdoor firefight once in Rainbow Six Siege. Other than AI terrorists chasing me out of the building.
We did once, I think. Didn't we, Pink? Like back when we used to play online alone?
Maybe. Whenever I solo queue, there are plenty of times where I have to fight people trying to rush spawn.
Why?
Because people want their kills, man.
Why else would they play Widowmaker?
Why else would they play Glassmaker? That's the next Nintendo game, Glassmaker. For the Nintendo Switch.
Shut up. Alright then. Anything else?
I don't know that I did anything else this week.
Alright. Addy?
Yeah?
Yo.
Yo.
Did you do anything this week?
Yeah. So, I played Warsiders. Bloody yeah. Darksiders 3.
Is that the most recent one?
Yes.
It's the Soulsy one.
Soulsy.
But
yes.
Right, but I hear Souls fans actually think it's trash.
It's pretty trash, yeah. I dislike Souls games. Even as a Souls game, it fails.
How many Souls games have you played?
3 or 4. Well, if you count demos. If you don't count demos, then I've played 2.
Neo and
Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, so you know about bad Souls games?
Yeah, I know about best Souls game. I also was in the freaking first games remasters beta, so I also might know about good ones. Well, that and Neo, you know.
The original Dark Souls is so weird to go back to. I don't know. Is it just me or is the original Dark Souls? Like, I don't know how well you remember the original Dark Souls. It's not really that hard.
So I wasn't stupid.
Yeah. There are some parts that are rougher than others, but for the most part, no. Here's a little skelly boy. Stick him with the pointy end. Boom, golden.
Like I'd say that with my time in the freaking remasters beta thing, the difficulty was less challenging and more annoying. Or how should I say it? Like, I didn't feel like I was actually challenged to make an effort to actually win. I felt like I was just freaking trying to dodge shit so half of my health wouldn't be taken down with one swing.
Yeah, that's the thing about Dark Souls. Like, if we were to consider that there are two aspects of difficulty, how hard is it to fail? And if you fail, how hard do you get punished? Dark Souls, it's very easy to avoid failure. Just dodge or block and then stab. But if you do fuck up, the game punishes you hard. You lose half your health, or if you die, you lose all your money. And your humanity, if you have any. So it's just weird. It's kind of in that awkward spot. Like, to me, that almost seems like it's perfectly built to have a system where it seems brutal enough that when you beat it, you can be like, oh yeah, I beat Dark Souls. I'm good. I'm an MLG gamer. I beat the original Dark Souls. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. Bloodborne was fucking rough, let me tell you. That one wiped the floor with me.
Neo, I can't get past the second level. Just so, you know.
Oh boy.
Like, I think I played Dark Souls before Neo. I think the beta was before I bought Neo. But still, like, looking back, Dark Souls, I could get through through like a good amount of what I think was the whole beta's parts that you could traverse in my time with the beta. Actually, I'm lying. I think I got, like, I've had Neo for a year or two now. Not a year, half a year. In that half a year, I have gotten to, I think, the third level. No, wait, I'm thinking of Neo 2. Okay, I've gotten to the second level. Because yeah, I'm mixing it up because Neo 2 felt a lot like the first game, so I just thought it was a freaking different level for a sec.
Oh man, I see a lot of big praise for Neo, but a lot of people are hyped for Neo 2.
I don't know. I'm not the target audience because I don't like Souls games, but
Souls games are so weird. Because, like, I feel like some of them just are going to appeal in more ways than others. I
don't know. Yeah.
I just want to say, like, Dark Souls is fairly low fantasy and all that. Like, you're a knight guy with a sword or a spear and a shield. Go get the monsters. Then Bloodborne, I played that and it's like, oh, in one hand you've got a gigantic scythe, in the other you've got a walking cane that when you tap it to the ground transforms into a chain whip. This is perhaps a little bit more fantastical.
But yeah, you know what? You know why it was worth it for me to buy Neo though?
Why was it?
It has that Date Masamune.
It does. It's got all the boys. Does Oda Nobunaga have a shotgun? And a stand?
I don't know. I haven't gotten far enough to actually face any of them, but I do know that there's a separate Date Masamune DLC. And yes, I also own it because I have the complete edition of Neo.
So what you're telling me is you never got far enough to fight Chadwick Boseman?
No.
Oh. At some point, we're probably going to have to run through some of the Souls games.
Yeah. Like, I think my biggest gripe with the freaking Souls games is the fighting mechanic, because I just don't like them. Like, the Ninja Gaiden, I think is harder than Souls, and I like Ninja Gaiden because Ninja Gaiden has a satisfying and good fighting system for its time. It's a bit aged, but still it holds up somewhat.
Yeah, the lack of a lock-on system is a pain in the ass some days. Like, if the lock-on system, if there was a lock-on system, Pink would have beaten Dave first try.
Yeah. If there was a lock-on system, I don't think any of the bosses would have actually fared shit so far. Maybe Dragon Boss that I'm on right now, but I'm not sure about that either.
Like, the big stupid tentacle sex monster that you have to fight right before going to church. Boy, that's a weird sentence, isn't it? The big weird tentacle sex monster you have to fight before going to church. That makes it sound like it's a daily routine. Every Sunday, you gotta fight him.
Every Sunday, before praising the Lord, Ryu has to fight a gigantic Japanese tentacle monster to save his innocence.
That fight would have been way easier with lock on, because it would make it so that his air attacks would actually home in.
Yeah. But so, like, Ninja Gaiden is fun. With Dark Souls, while I'm actually fighting things, I'm not having fun. I'm just thinking, oh boy, everything feels so sluggish. I wish this wasn't so sluggish. Which, some people like that.
How did you build your character?
I haven't yet. I don't think yeah?
With Dark Souls, generally, like, I went for, like, the heaviest armor possible, and then, like a dumbass, I relied on dodge rolling anyways. Which,
yeah.
I found out about something. I don't know if you know about this. Dark Souls actually has 3 different dodge roll animations depending on how heavy your character is.
Oh.
Have you seen the ultra heavy dodge roll animation?
No, but I have seen that it takes freaking 5 ages.
Your character pretty much just dives forward and eats shit, and then just kind of, like, shuffles on over back to their side.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I guess that's technically a dodge. Whereas if you're, like, naked or wearing just clothes, like, your character has the fastest dodge roll ever. Like, it's an instant dodge roll. So, next time when you play Dark Souls, you have to play a nudist.
Yeah, from what I remember with Neo, I built freaking William to have, like, light chainmail or whatever the hell, and like, I got heavy, like, dodging. Dodging is a thing that you can do instead of blocking to get more of your key back so you can attack faster. So I was basically freaking doing the Yakuza 0 boxer fighting style, but still it felt like shit. Because even
blocking seems to be a lot better in Dark Souls. Especially if you have a shield. Which you probably don't in Neo, but,
Yeah. But so, yeah, like, the dodging part was fine, but still, it's like the attacks that I'm having the issues with themselves, because I feel like sometimes they aren't fast enough, or maybe it's just how it feels to actually throw them out. I can't pinpoint exactly what my issue is, but I do know that it's somewhere there.
See, what you gotta do next time you play Neo is enter your character sheet and immediately strip William naked. And then find the nearest fry cook. And go, "Lunch Lady Doris, do you have any grease?" Oh, man, I love Simpsons references that you guys don't respond to.
And then you turn into the guy from freaking... the porn guy from Yakuza 0. No.
I don't remember there being a greased up guy from Yakuza 0. Oh, are you just talking about the walking erection?
Yes, the walking erection.
Okay, there we go.
You become the walking erection.
I don't think he was greased, though.
He was.
Oh, he kind of looked like it. You are right. I like how Pink's just sitting over there like, walking erection?
I have no idea what's going on.
I hope that you can unlock him as like a freaking buddy, and then Keiji just gets a move that's called like Essence of 4+ hour erection.
No, make him a party member in Yakuza 7.
Yeah.
The only move he does is the E Honda headbutt.
The only move he does is a dick thrust that eats up all of his freaking PP, but it kills all of the enemy team immediately.
It's a suicide bomb attack.
Yeah.
He does the X-Pac Bronco Buster until his asshole explodes. Oh, man. Alright. So, hey, Darksiders 3. Boy, we got really off topic there. Darksiders 3.
Darksiders 3. They took the worst parts of freaking Souls, and basically it feels like Lord of the Fallen.
Did they combine the worst parts of Darksiders with the worst parts of Dark Souls?
Yes.
So
I played on classic controls because I don't like the bumpers being the attacks. I will never like the bumpers being the attacks, I don't think.
Well, yeah, the primary attack is on right bumper. Alright, so I don't get to attack. Come get me.
Oh, I played it on PS4, so
Oh,
I
okay.
have a bumper. I have a right bumper on that. So, but still, who knows for how long? But I still do have it.
The fact that they
Uh
moved the attack to the bumpers straight up says like this is Souls now.
yeah. But so yeah,
Do they bother
there's
to
that.
retain any of the character action aspects of the original two Darksiders? Which I mean, the first two Darksiders were shit character action games to begin with, but I mean,
They were better than, but they were still better than Lord of the Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen isn't a character action game at all.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying as a representation of the fighting mechanic that they're trying to rip off.
Yeah. Okay, ripping off the ripoff is bad news.
Yeah. So what was that? Yes. They have character action parts sort of. Because I wasn't able to experience the Souls fighting mechanic to its fullest extent, I don't think, so I'm not sure how much actual directions and shit change with it.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Are there air combos?
Yes. It's only one air combo, but yes.
Are there juggle combos?
Sometimes.
Okay, Dark Souls definitely does not have juggles, so that would be pretty funny to see in the middle of a Dark Souls playthrough, but no.
So yeah, it retained those parts. There's 4 different elements which are the same that you pick up in freaking Darksiders 2. So well, they're not the same, but they're the same color code
Okay.
from what I remember.
Okay, another question. Does your ranged weapon have unlimited ammo?
Your ranged weapon is the freaking, I forget its name. Bloody hell! Your ranged weapon is the bloody like gigantic oversized shuriken that Naruto turns into.
Right. Fury doesn't get a gun?
No, instead you get a shitty freaking Hell's Gate shuriken or whatever it's called, demon shuriken that
Oh
you
wait,
can charge up with elemental power.
wait a second. Weren't War and Death's guns both just stolen from Strife?
Yes.
Okay, so they just actually ran out of Strife guns to steal.
I wonder what Strife will do in his game. Oh no, I don't have guns. Where did they go?
Strife's mechanic is to give his guns to other people.
Yeah.
Strife's playing V.
Once Strife actually have a freaking like shitty Diablo-like game.
He will be in the Diablo Darksiders, but so will War, Death, and Fury.
Okay, so hopefully it's not the only game he gets, because his design looks alright from what I've seen.
I'd have rather had a good Fury game first, and she got a shit one, so.
Yeah. Too bad. I also wish they would have updated her design, because I don't like it.
I like the flaming looking hair. It works for a
I like
character
the
who's Fury.
flaming hair. I like the flaming hair. I don't like the clothing. That's what I have issues with.
It's Darksiders, dude. They all look like Warcraft characters.
True.
It's the fundamental design element. If there was something to go back in time and fix in Darksiders, first things first, change Strife and Fury back to fucking Plague and Famine.
Yeah.
Second thing second, go with a decent character designer. I mean, Death wasn't too bad, but then you look at War, and War is just the most ridiculous.
Like that is an undead rogue. War is blood elf paladin.
Yeah, after eating 2 Gears of War characters.
Yeah.
Whole. Honestly, he might be 3. He might have eaten 3 Gears of War characters. He has a healthy diet of gears.
He ate all of the cog.
All of them. I'm just imagining that stupid, they're singing the stupid worm scene from Gears of War 2, but instead it's just a giant war. Like, it's the worm, but with War's derpy-ass face.
Yeah. So, what I mean by they took the worst parts of both games is that you retain the whole getting points and freaking
RPG elements?
where do I start? Yeah, for one, the thing is they pulled back on the RPG elements somehow
But
in this day and age.
Dark Souls is very much an RPG.
Yeah, I don't get it. So in this game, you remember how for War you could get different sights and shit? Yeah, not for Fury. Fury doesn't switch off for Ivy Sword.
She never switches to any other weapons.
She gets other weapons with the elemental shit, but they're not really that good. So
okay, hang on though. I know you. I know you'll get the first weapon in the game and stick with it through the entire game. I know you.
So you get flame daggers that have a close range, deal no damage, and are pretty fast, but once again deal no damage. Like, thing is, I set the game to easy just because I wanted to get through the game fast. So I expected, to do normal damage. Instead, against a normal goon, with the daggers, I deal like a pixel's worth of damage. So
right. It's a good way to lengthen your game there. Make every enemy take 10 minutes to kill.
So there's that. You have the thing that I used, which is you get like a broken spear. I'm calling it a broken spear just because it's like half the size of an actual spear should be. Like it's only slightly longer than the freaking spear of Leonidas from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that shit's broken in lore. So,
Is it just basically a short sword with a slightly longer handle?
It's basically a short sword that she only uses for stabbing.
Ah.
So that's the one I'm using because all of these weapons have a specific action that they do when you dodge something really good. Because there's like those frame perfect dodges or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like the flame thing does a charge attack where you put flame on them. This thing is just a throwable. It's the actually good projectile weapon for those.
Huh.
You get. I might have gotten all of the elements actually. I don't remember. Because I know that you get a purple element which gives you this gigantic hammer, which is a hammer, and that's it. It's a slow hammer. And I don't actually remember what the fourth one was. So let's just go with it was nothing. So it has this. Then because it tried ripping off souls. It also has things like if you die on a boss, then anything and everything that's consumable is gone, which is fun when you get stuck on a boss.
Are you constantly picking up your loot over and over again, or is it just gone?
Yes. No, it's gone. If it's a consumable and you ate it, then it's gone. No matter if you die and you get loaded back to another save point, it's gone.
Ah. That's not good.
Yeah. The bosses take 3 days to kill. Some of them get killed in 2 seconds. Some other ones are just freaking bullet sponges. Up to the 3rd volume. Give me a sec because there's background noise.
Okay. So Pink, how's your day been?
Oh, it's been good. It's kind of weird because I normally don't work on Saturdays, but I did today, so that was fun.
Oh, good. Wonderful.
Yep.
It is getting to the holiday season, though.
Always stuff to be done.
Yep.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So, where was I? Right. So, like, some of the bosses take stupid amounts of time to actually kill on easy. Like, on hard, I would expect this sort of bullet sponginess because I don't freaking expect THQ Nordic to make good difficulty settings.
No.
But like the shit's on easy. I put it on easy so I can be done with it fast. This is the opposite of fast.
Wouldn't expect to be done with any Darksiders game fast at all. Those are games that are very, very long. Even the first Darksiders, which was the least RPG-ish, was still quite long. And it's not a good thing. The games just drag themselves out a lot.
Yeah. So basically, to summarize, Darksiders 3, not good.
Finish the series.
I'd say it's worse. Like, okay, I'm not sure about the first one because I quit the first one during the tutorial because I was so bored with it. So maybe it's not worse than the first one.
Darksiders 1 is stupidly boring.
But this game is definitely worse than the second one.
Oh yeah.
The second one reigns supreme over the series so far.
Yeah.
Freaking hot topic that was what we needed. Turns out. Right. Then I've started and finished Origami.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
Are you making a joke or is that actually the name of the game?
that is the name of the game, Origami.
I've never heard of it.
So Origami is, I think, an indie game. It is a stealth game set in somewhat Japan, like somewhat Sengoku era Japan, maybe. I don't actually know what time frame it's supposed to be in. But it is Japan because they speak Japanese.
Ha!
And you are an origami, freaking a vengeful spirit who was summoned to save a person. Also, you're a ninja that knows shadow magic. So basically, it's a stealth game made for me.
Okay.
But yeah, Origami is, well, it actually has a really interesting scoring system because, let's take Hitman as an example because that's a game that I don't like quite as much just because of the scoring system. Because I understand why it's set up the way it is, and I like the game overall, but still,
What do
I
you
hold
not
a
like
grudge
about
for some
Hitman's
reason.
scoring system?
So that's what I'm going to bring up. So, Origami's scoring system is all or nothing. Well, it's not really all or nothing. You just only get good scores if you go all or nothing. So either you're a complete ghost and nobody knows that you even went past them, or you go on a murderous rampage and somehow not die because you die in one hit.
But like,
And
Hitman will score you like low if you go nuts. Like the way to get the best highest score in Hitman is obviously to go quickly, but also to make sure that you don't kill anyone other than the target.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish if you somehow managed, like I wish that they made dying hard because it's hard. So still, but it's not that hard to not die in Hitman 2. But I wish that they just had like a score where you couldn't get past or you couldn't get the highest score, but you could get close to it by killing everybody, just everyone.
So wait, are you saying Origami gives you more score the more people you kill?
Yes, but no, because well, it's weird because the reason you want to have scores is because you get tokens when you finish a level, and with the tokens you get skins. So basically, it's all for customization. But you either get tokens for killing everyone that's on the level and is an enemy, or not killing anyone and just having them not spot you at all.
Right, which that's kind of more the Metal Gear thing right there. Like, don't even knock people out. Don't even get seen.
Yeah. Which I think I like this scoring system better just because it gives me the ability to kill people, but also I'm not rewarded with the same things.
I think
Like if I yeah.
it is definitely good having a variety of different rewards for different actions. In Hitman's case, I definitely understand why they went for that. Because you're playing as Agent 47. You're not here to kill security guard A. And in fact, leaving a trail of bodies like that is kind of unprofessional. You're there to kill old Bob Smith or whatever his name is. You kill Bob Smith, you get in, you get out. And if, a couple security guards drop dead, then people are going to be a little more like, what? Problem.
And then you kill the people.
Yeah, 50, 60, 70 people just up and die one day. Nobody's gonna question it.
Yeah, that's entirely... Hitman's a fucking wild game for that, isn't it? You ever play through a level where you're like, alright, this time I'm only gonna kill just the target. And you go through and you do all that successfully, and you even kill him in a way that doesn't look suspicious at all. Like he dies on the shitter or something.
and then you run into a person on the way out, and you get into a shootout.
No, I was gonna say, then you play through the level again, and that time you just take an AK into the building.
Eliminate everybody.
I don't know. Usually when I try to play stealth games stealthily, or any game stealthily for that matter, the thing I do is I do everything perfectly. I kill the person without anybody noticing. And on my way out, the guy is like, "Oh, you look suspicious." Gone.
That's like getting a perfect on a test, except for the last question. At which point you're like, I'm home free. The answer is Texas, and it's a math test.
because the T on the E.
It's like no. You know what
A.
it's like? It's like participating in like a F1000 or what formula race, right?
Yeah, Formula One. Formula One.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking car nerd shit. You participate in the Formula One race, right? And you're like in the first place for the entire race, and then you just stop right before the fucking finish line and drink a milkshake, and like 2 or 3 people pass you.
I'd say it's more like you do a Formula One race, you go through the whole race on the first place, and then like a couple of meters before the finish line, your engine breaks, but you can still coast in. So people get in front of you, but you still finished.
Well, how often do you save in Hitman?
What do you mean save?
Hitman allows you to save mid-level, and in fact, pretty much encourages you to save scum as much as possible.
Oh, I don't save scum.
Oh, I do
all.
like mad.
In any game.
If it's an option to save scum, I will save scum like mad.
Same.
I don't save scum because it takes away from my enjoyment. I just live with the consequences of killing everyone.
It's one of those things where it's like it's a difference of for you, the fun is in the moment. For me, the fun is finishing the level and getting the perfect and looking at it and going, yeah. I had to like reload save 70 times because there's one fucking guard who was looking at just the wrong spot. But yeah. First try. Nailed it.
So yeah, Aragami has a very interesting traversal system because, running, even though it's in the game, is not advised because people hear that shit. But since you're literally made of shadows, you can just teleport into shadows if you have teleportation meter or rather shadow meter, which your shadow meter depletes when you're on the light and refills when you're in the shadows because you're made of shadows and you dissipate in light.
I was just about to ask if light would kill you eventually.
Yes, in fact, the game ends with the daylight coming up and the guy dying.
Oh, spoilers!
It's It's really spoilers if they say it in the opening cutscene that
Oh,
he will
okay.
die.
Okay, that's a little bit different. You should have started with that.
Yeah, the freaking like it's either the tutorial level or the opening cutscene that they're like, you're an origami, you're a shadow creature summoned here to help me. Also, when you can't touch light because you'll die. Also, daylight will kill you definitely. So yeah, uh, because of this travel zone system and how it works with the environment and shit, they have stuff like the ability that you can get is insta ledge kills, which you teleport to a ledge, and then he or the origami just climbs up and stabs the guy immediately, which is good against snipers who are a pain in the ass.
I would imagine.
But yeah, origami overall pretty freaking fun.
All right. It sounds like a 2D stealth game. Is it 2D or 3D?
3D.
Really? Because the entire
Yes.
time you've been talking about this game, I've basically just been imagining Mark of the Ninja.
No, it's a 3D game, and it also has multiplayer. And it's also on sale this week. So it's $10, I think. So if you want to play through it together, then we can.
I'm a little bit tight right now.
So yeah, that I did that. I also played the new Contra's demo because they released a demo
I
for
heard
it.
it was bad.
I don't know. I'm not sure about how I feel. Because the looks, like by the looks, I mean the character design of the actual guy is Contra, is very much Contra.
Okay.
And like the thing is, I feel like in the cutscenes and stuff, the game is a lot like Metal Gear Rising. Because you know what the opening cutscene to the demo is?
What?
Guy flies in on a bloody, like I think it's an atom bomb. He like shoves it to the side when he reaches the ground. He takes out a cigar, pulls it behind him. The atom bomb explodes, and he just lights the cigar with the bomb. And then you start off.
Makes sense.
Also, speaking of similar bombs, you can use a bomb to kill or at least damage the enemies on screen. And you do so by jumping up, summoning a freaking bomb in midair from nothing, and doing an Izuna drop on it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And Pink
So this
still
game
doesn't
has
know what Nizuna drop is.
yeah.
The instant Pink figures out what Nizuna drop is, Ninja Gaiden Black becomes so much easier. Alright, keep going, Hattie.
So on that part, the game is freaking fun because I love the characterization. I like the character design. That's probably just the nostalgia, but still, I like the character design. I like these things, and then in the gameplay is mediocre. It's not bad, but it's not good. And I'd say that all comes from the sort of Diablo-ish shooting thing, that joystick shooter thing that they are going for. But here's a couple of things that I didn't expect. So, you don't like joystick shooters? No problem. You actually just, like in the old Contras, you can shoot by just walking. The second stick is only for aiming, but you also aim by walking. You aim in the direction you're walking in. So,
now hang
you don't
on.
actually...
Do you have to still mash the shoot button?
No.
Okay, thank God.
You didn't have to in the old games either. It was just faster.
I mean, you do kind of have to for the harder parts in a lot of these shoot 'em ups.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, the Afterburner section in Bayonetta just about gave me fucking, what's it called? The thing
Carpal
where
tunnel?
your fingers no work, no good.
Carpal tunnel?
Carpal tunnel. Or alternatively, it starts with an A. Not Alzheimer's.
Arthritis.
Arthritis. Yeah, Bayonetta nearly gave me Alzheimer's.
But yeah, I was also surprised to see that the game is not all of it is in the raised Diablo-like camera. some of it is like nearly TPS.
Really?
Yeah, and so like by TPS I mean third-person shooter. Yeah, freaking. Because I feel like there's other game genre that could be shortened to TPS. Whatever, I don't. It's something strategy. I don't remember.
Well, there's it's kind of the I don't want to call it the isometric perspective, but it might be the isometric perspective.
I don't know. Either way, the game actually has camera changes to make the gameplay easier,
Yeah.
which is good. So as for the bad, oh wait, actually, before I forget about the good parts, uh, as you shoot shit, as you kill shit, there's an internal meter that builds up that makes it so your gun just switches to the spread shot automatically. You don't have to pick it up or anything. For a time, you just have a spread shot, which the spread shot is the most overpowered weapon in all of Contra. So that's fun. You also have kick-ass mode, which is on a cooldown, and that also puts on spread shot, but it's on a freaking but it's also timed, and it's not a thing where if you shoot, it's just spread shot. It's a supporting feature. Aside from that, it also has the bombs, and yeah. As for the bad, well, it's a twin-stick shooter.
Yeah.
So, well, not just that, but it's a twin-stick shooter that has the freaking top-down view the top-down like view. So, a lot of things will fall flat. A lot of times, freaking jump shooting makes no sense at all. Because you don't have that, or at least I don't have enough depth perception to actually figure out where I need to shoot with the jumping and everything else going on. So if the enemies are on a raised plane, you just switch over to the rockets, and then that's it.
All right.
Because they have homing rockets. Of course they do. I mean, to be fair, that was actually added in Contra 3, if not sooner. So yeah.
Homing attacks aren't that new, I guess.
Yeah. So overall, Contra Rogue Core, I think is what it's called. Let me check. Yes, Contra Rogue Core. Not bad. Definitely not worth $60, but not bad.
Are they gonna try and sell us for $60?
Yes.
Oh,
Let
that's
me check.
bad.
Yeah, let me check the price. I feel like this is Konami going, oh no, the market doesn't want more Contra, like freaking Capcom went with Sengoku Basura. And the freaking localizations back with the PS3.
I think Konami just doesn't understand. Konami hasn't understood anything for a long time.
Let's see, how much do you cost?
Because,
no, actually, it's $30.
Oh, that's not bad, actually.
Well, I'm not sure if it's just the pre-order price or not. Let me check.
I wouldn't think Konami would put a different pre-order price. Having a different pre-order price from the regular price is kind of an indie thing, not really a big publisher thing.
Yes, Contra Hardcore is, well, $40 if I do my freaking.
That's about what I expect out of a B game.
So yeah, and if you pre-order, you also get 2 more shirts for freaking Panda from Tekken. Which, okay, this game has Xbox Live online multiplayer and online co-op 2 to 4. So if this game goes on sale, there's a series. We will all be Panda.
Depends on how big the sale is.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
my God, it's at $37.78. Quick, Pink, buy it.
I'd say that lot like $20, it's manageable for the game's quality.
Maybe.
We'll see. I mean, hey, if I'm forced to work more, then I might actually freaking buy it, and I can tell you if it's worth the $20.
Oh man, there was another bit of Konami news actually. I didn't feel like it was really worth mentioning, but since we're on the topic, did you see
Yeah.
they announced a new Castlevania game?
No.
Wait, hang on. You gotta hold
What did
on.
they do? What
Hang
did
on.
they do?
Hang on. And it's got Simon. It's got Alucard. It's got Maria. It's got that chick with the black dress from one of the newer games. It's got that magic girl from one of the newer games. And hey, it looked like it was okay. The models were 3D for some reason. It looked like shit, but otherwise, yeah, it looked like a classic Castlevania, kind of in the vein of Symphony. I was
Pachinko.
like, I was like, oh my god, this actually looks like it could be really fun. They can't bring Castlevania back, can they? Mobile.
Ah.
Nah.
I mean, to be fair, that actually means that they're planning on releasing on Castlevania in the next like 5 years. Because
This
the thing is,
the game looks like a console game. That's the thing. I have a
so here's
strong
the other thing.
expectation that in 2 years they'll announce a HD version for console and they'll add Richter.
They won't. Well, it's not likely. But here's why I think that this means that they want to bring back Castlevania. Because Contra got a phone game in 2012 or so called Contra Revolution, I think, or Contra Evolution. I don't freaking remember. It was an okay game for a phone game. It was an actually new Contra game that sort of looked like an older console game with 3D models and shit. And that got taken down like nearly immediately as it went up. But never mind that fact. The thing is, I feel like since Control is back, I think it might have been a thing where they went, let's check if they will, if the markets show an interest in this IP, and if they do, then maybe we'll work on something new with the IP. Because I have no other freaking reasons for Control coming back.
Oh yeah. Well, they said with all pachinko crackdowns, Konami has said like, "Hey, maybe we'll go back to the console market. Yeah, we still consider that a core part of our company policy." And I'm like, "Yeah, from the company that hasn't released a major console game since what, Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
Like Contra is the first in for fucking ever that Konami's put out that's been relevant." Because, I mean, Bomberman exists, yeah, but it's Bomberman.
Yeah.
Other than that, Metal Gear hasn't done anything since Phantom Pain. Castlevania hasn't done anything since Lords of Shadow.
Metal Gear has done shit since Phantom Pain, we just don't talk about it.
Oh, right, I forgot that existed. I honest to God forgot that existed. Fuck, the last Silent Hill came out in 2012 or 2013, and it was Book of Memories.
Oh boy.
Yeah, have you ever seen Book of Memories?
Was that the freaking PSP game or something like that?
PSP twin stick dungeon shooter.
Yeah.
That just happens to feature a lot of Silent Hill enemies. It's honest to
Boy.
God, it's a fucking like shit Diablo RPG, but with more guns. And it's like, oh hey, look, this enemy's the lying figure. Doesn't this remind you of Silent Hill 2? Here's the door, man. And it's like, this is a fucking...
Here's the abstract daddy.
Yeah. That's the actual name of... I called him the doorman, but you actually used the correct name. But, like... And it's especially bad because it's like... You kind of expect dungeon RPGs, you know, looter shooters, those kinds of things to be very whimsical and happy. And you're fighting a character who is the abstract personification of a father raping his daughter. And you're like,
Yeah.
wow, there's some dissonance here. There's some real dissonance here. Ah.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
so-
I don't know what I
Yeah.
think. Like Castlevania, I could see another Castlevania totally coming out and being great. I don't know what to think if they would try to bring Metal Gear or Silent Hill back. Because, like, it couldn't be as good, could it? I mean, Metal Gear, there's a very easy way for them to make another good Metal Gear. Get Platinum to make Metal Gear Rising 2. Boom, there you
Yeah.
go. That's a good Metal Gear. Particularly considering Platinum's at their peak right now. Everybody is riding Platinum's dick super hard after Astral Chain.
Freaking Platinum make Metal Gear Rising 2, but it's Snake.
Well, that'd be awkward considering Snake's just a regular human.
He's doing freaking.
The first cyborg enemy just punches you and you explode.
Yeah. Snake does freaking RPG juggle combos where he also shoots them while doing breakdancing moves.
He just does his Smash Brothers combos.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's talking about Konami is always depressing. Because like I've always loved Metal Gear and Silent Hill, but other than that I was like, Konami, whatever. I got the good games out of them. Then I played Symphony of the Night and I'm like, oh fuck. Castlevania's really good too. No. I'm really spooked if you ever get me to play Contra and I wind up accidentally liking it, because then I'll just be suffering really hard.
I mean, hey, with the freaking Contra revival of 2019, who knows?
Who knows?
Because we got Blazing Chrome, a really freaking quality spiritual successor to the original series. We got the Contra Anniversary Collection, which has all of the games, the good ones.
The Contra Anniversary Collection, or the CAC, if you will.
Yeah, top CAC. And then we also get Contra Rogue Core, which is not too bad. I mean, the thing is, whatever Contra Rogue Core lacks in gameplay quality, I think it makes up for its style for me. Because Izuna dropping bombs on people.
That you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, it's amusing to me when like an indie company is like, hey, let's make a spiritual successor to a franchise that's dead now. And at the same time they're doing that, the franchise is being revived. Like, okay, convenient timing.
Yeah. I also just want to say, the thing is, the most stupid thing is, Izuna drops freaking ninja shit. Yeah, it's bloody, it's Eddie Brock from the 90s comics doing it. To a bomb.
I've always kind of assumed modern Contra was just that, because I always see, when I go to the mom and pop store, I see the PS2 Contra game they have there, and there's just this big black samurai who's got a Vegeta scouter, and he's got a big cable, dumbass 90s cable machine gun in either arm. And he's got samurai armor that's stark red.
Yes, Neo Contra. So the thing with Neo Contra is this is basically them following that gameplay. I don't know why, because from what I gather it wasn't good, but the Neo Contra is also the game where the red character from the first game, Lance Bean, turns out he was evil all along or something like that, and he dies. he's the antagonist of that game.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Contra is surprisingly anime for a game about American freaking guerrilla fighters fighting aliens.
It doesn't surprise me at all that it's anime.
So yeah, Contra Rogue Core. Wait on it. Check out the gameplay. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
All right.
And then I also played freaking Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, your voice dropped when you said that. Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game exists, doesn't it?
It sure does.
So what do you think of the Batmobile?
It is a form of transportation that has 4 wheels.
Yeah. Like, the Batmobile, so much work was put in on stuff that didn't really need to. It's really cute that when you bump into buildings, you actually take bricks off the side of the building and all that.
Yeah.
That is neat. I really think, if we want to start implementing those kinds of details in games, we should wait another generation or two. Because right now is just kind of blowing money.
Yeah.
Right now the focus is just on getting things to look photorealistic, but shit like actually physics of buildings blowing to pieces and stuff, that can wait.
Yeah, we need to wait.
Really do both at the same time and have good gameplay.
We need to wait on the Crackdown 25. until we can get realistic looks and realistic destruction.
Despite the fact
Which-
that Crackdown games have looked like garbage in every generation.
Yeah. Well, you know, it'll also take them 25 games because they will get to 25 by 2025.
I don't know
I
why
mean,
Crackdown has become your new favorite go-to, like, once-a-year franchise, despite the fact that Crackdown 2 came out 7 or 8 years ago?
Wasn't 4 already announced?
I don't think it is. I think Crackdown 3 was a gigantic bomb. Let me see.
Because I feel like Microsoft was talking about Crackdown 4 at some point.
Maybe
And, like,
before
freaking
Crackdown 3 released.
Yeah, maybe. It might have been.
Let's see. I don't see anything like... Well, of course, all the reviews that were gathered are just like, it's okay. It's there. I see no indication that Crackdown 4 is a thing. Let me look over here.
Alright, I might be freaking hell. Might be misremembering things then.
Okay, I looked up Crackdown 4, and the first result is 4 minutes of Crackdown 3, so... I don't think Crackdown 4 is in the cards. Crackdown 2 did not do well. It did okay. Crackdown 3, bomb. Like, it's just riding the wave of Crackdown 1, and it's already ridden it farther than it deserved to.
Yeah. And then I'm also gonna assume that all of the good game budget went to freaking the Old Spice guy.
Old Spiceman. You mean Terry Crews, the internet's secondary lord and savior after Rihanna Keeves?
Yes, I always forget his name. Because I like, even though I first saw him in Black Chicks, I think that's the movie's
Chicks.
name. White Chicks, yes. That I freaking forget.
Well, then you just have black actors in blackface, which would have been a wildly different movie.
But yeah, like even though I first saw him in White Chicks, he only stuck me as the Old Spice guy.
I mean, when you say Old Spice guy, I don't think Terry Crews. I think the Old Spice guy. What was his name? Something Mustafa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's in it, Chapter 2. Let me look it up. Oh, I accidentally looked up Eut 2. Alright, so, I don't know why I'm bothering to look up his name, but here, Isaiah Mustafa, yeah. It cracks me up, his fucking Wikipedia picture, he still is, like, old spicing it up. Alright.
So yeah, I'm gonna assume all of the budget went onto that. I'm not sure about freaking Gears 5 with Batista.
Why are we talking about Crackdown?
I don't know.
How did we get here? Quick, Addy, what's something you played other than Contra? I think we've talked about Contra.
Right.
Contra only leads to Crackdown. We must move.
Actually, Batman Arkham Knight led to Crackdown.
Oh no!
So yeah, I also went back and started saving up money in Yakuza 0
What for?
because I wanted to finish the freaking storyline that I started a year ago.
Okay.
And I'm also like halfway through the game, and I want to finish the game before you do, so I can say that I finished the game twice before you did once.
Dude, I have uninstalled Yakuza 0 off my fucking PS4. It's not happening. At this point, I'm just like, this game is a fucking investment. Like, it was fun for the first 100 hours.
And then you ruined it by
like
trying
another
to.
300 hours, and I'm just like, oh.
I say that you ruined it by trying to wait out the system.
I ruined it by playing the game like you're supposed to.
The system waited you out. Uh,
So yeah, Batman Arkham Knight. So the combat's alright. A lot of the new enemies they introduced further go along the Arkham problem of this enemy only has one way he can be beaten. So there's like no gameplay variety to him.
yeah. And then there's also the unblockable attacks that you told me about that apparently the only way to survive is to not.
You gotta use the Bat Claw, but the medics around, it's a pain in the ass.
You gotta use the black freaking hell. You gotta use the bat claw, but then also there's just 50 people around you, and the auto targeting sucks for figuring out which guy you're trying to shoot.
Oh yes, the Bat Claw does not like to aim very well. It will go for everybody but the electrified guy.
Yeah.
Past a certain point, like when I was going through the challenge modes for the battles, for just fights, I figured out there are some characters who don't have. There are some playable characters like I think Harley or Catwoman who don't have counters for electrified enemies. So when you play as them, medics just won't have the ability to get electrify enemies. So I just started only playing as Harley and Catwoman, so I didn't have to deal with the electrified enemies.
Fair.
Or Red Hood, who's even better. Like, Red Hood does have a way of countering them, because he does have his own Bat Claw. At the same time, he just has guns. And have you got to play Red Hood yet?
I don't think so, no.
He's the most horribly balanced thing ever. He is genuinely the worst. Because his battering equivalent is just pistols.
Oh.
And he just shoots people and they die. They honest to God fucking die.
Good.
Like, Batman has to hit someone with 3 or 4 batarangs to even stun them just a little bit. Red Hood can just kill people. Red Hood doesn't have a fighting... Like, Red Hood can fight just fine. You will never fight as Red Hood because the most optimal strategy is to just dash away and shoot people. It's even worse in stealth, because he can aim the shot. And, like, you know how ordinarily in stealth you don't want to go loud at all because they have guns, and Batman doesn't?
Yeah, but now so do you.
The tables have turned, and it's just stupid. Every stealth moment with Red Hood, you can just go out and shoot them. Just guns blazing, literally.
I
it's
do
like
wish
if
that
they had a Daredevil game, but then there's a level you play as Punisher.
I just wish that there was a way to play through the normal game with freaking Azrael, because I like his design better than armored Batman.
Do you have access to any of the DLCs?
I think I got the free ones.
There are some costume DLCs, and there are some good ones in there. You can play...
How can I select them?
Oh, you might not be able to until you beat the game. I don't remember. But there was a thing in the option... When you go to the gallery, there should be an option to change everyone's skin. And amusingly enough, you can change Batman to the Adam West version, and you can change Robert to the Burt Ward version.
Robert.
Yeah. I actually really like the Adam West. I like the Adam West skin better than the default. He actually looks great. It's weird.
I wanted to go with Batman Beyond because that's what I went with in the other Arkham games as well. But well, the ones that actually had it. But then, for one, this game's Batman Beyond skin was pre-order or some shit. And then for two, this game's Batman Beyond skin is also another freaking armor.
Yes, the Batman Beyond skin in Arkham Knight is dog shit. It looks nothing like It looks nothing like Terry's suit. It looks like something from the DC Extended Universe. From the films. Alright. Controversial take. To me, the best looks for most of the DC heroes is their classic cloth costumes. Like, to me, the best Batman costume is the blue and gray. I'm not even a black and gray fan. To me, Batman is best when he's blue.
I have some agreements there, and possibly some that I don't agree with, but nothing really comes to mind.
Superman in cloth is the most classic to me. To me, Superman wearing armor never made sense. Because why?
Superman should never wear armor.
It's like fucking having a tank and you're like, hang on, we need to armor this extra, and you tape a bunch of pillows to it.
So hey, what the hell?
Wait, hang on though. Wonder Woman, go with the most recent design. Go with that most recent one where she has the Spartan kind of skirt, warrior skirt, and she has the big billowing red cape that's bigger than she is. I'm not joking. That's my favorite Wonder Woman design.
I don't believe you.
Hang on, let me get a picture of it. There's a really good picture of it. Wonder Woman Rebirth.
So hey, what the hell is Justice League 3000 Batman?
There was a comic once where they tried to depict the Justice League in the year 3000. And it's more or less the same. It's like Batman's descendant. But I think Superman is still Clark, but it's like one of those instances, like, it's that classic thing of Lois dies, so Clark just goes and lives in the sun.
Cause yeah, this Batman design, I like the mask and nothing else. I only like the mask because freaking Red Eye Batman looks stupid.
Damn it, there are no good pictures of the Wonder Woman design I'm looking for. Okay, the worst Arkham Knight costume in the game.
Batman v Superman 2016.
I don't think that one's too bad. Like, that one's close enough to being a classic cloth suit while still keeping the stupid modern aspects to keep Zack Snyder, to keep him from throwing a hissy fit. Fuck it, this is the picture I'm going with. There we go. Let me get a timestamp. Alright.
I think I might just go with freaking 2008 Batman because that looks the best out of the ones that I have.
You know what I should call this? Should be called the Spartan Wonder Woman look, because she's got like the crazy ass Leonidas billowing cape. That's the big part to me. Like I don't know. I'm always a big fan of when they make Wonder. Like, I was never a big fan of classic Wonder Woman's design of wearing the American flag like a jackass. She's not even American. To me, the best Wonder Woman designs are the kind of classical Greek warrior designs.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but I don't like the cape. I think the cape is too extraneous.
It just works for those, like, 300 shots of, like, the action shots where it's billowing in the wind, you know?
Right.
Then again, I'm also a fan of when Batman has a ridiculously large cape, so, you know. I don't know. I guess I like, for me, DC, like, I'm not a huge fan of the modern, like, armor style looks for most characters. There are some exceptions. Modern Iron Man suits look way better than classic Iron Man suits.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ones where they're
all
just
the classic ones?
The islets look so dumb.
Yep.
And, like, some of them are disturbingly form-fitting, where it's like, wait, Tony, how did you put that on?
Tony, why does your armor have abs?
Tony, why does your suit have such a big bulge?
Tony, why does your suit have a dick hole?
For She-Hulk. Okay. I'm gonna keep that going into Marvel too. Alright. The best Wolverine design, I've said it 1,000 times, but I need to repeat it 1,000 more because I believe it hard. The best Wolverine design is blue and yellow, but the more modern take where he doesn't have the tights.
I disagree vehemently. Best design is brown and tan.
It looks like shit.
Well, so does your face, so there.
Oh, fair.
We're getting deep and personal here, boys.
Okay. Wow, do none of the freaking skins in this game look good?
Just go with the classic blue and white and yellow. Blue and gray. It's the best one. Deal with it. Okay, there's gotta be at least one character for whom the costume I've got like a very... Okay, Pink, what's your... Just while we're on this topic, before we move on real quick, because we do need to move on sooner rather than later. But, Pink, what is your most controversial favorite costume design?
There has to be something there. I know I was thinking about this actually just a few months ago, where it's like, I really like this suit design that probably no one else does. Let me think.
I like Black Panther with the cape. It makes
Yes,
with the cape. The cape and the sword. He looks like a swashbuckling, like Errol Flynn hero.
I prefer the Black Panther to have the cape and the open mask.
The open mask is like one, like, I don't know. To me, like, the solid black... I can't put it properly into words. To me, it just looks a little too close to Batman when he's got the open mask, for me.
Right.
Which, Black Panther is always a character you have to be careful not to get too much into Batman territory, because they're already very close.
Yep.
With that said, I do appreciate the history behind the open mask. Which, was that story apocryphal or was it true? The whole thing of, like, Jack Kirby supposedly deliberately drew Black Panther with an open face mask every time, and the editors went back in and filled it in.
I think that's absolutely true.
Right, and it was some kind of thing like they thought the comics wouldn't sell in the South if they had open face mask.
Yeah. Because that was still probably very early 60s.
Yes.
So, Kirby was always very liberal with that kind of stuff. But all the other editors were kind of like, yeah, that's fine that we got a black character here, but let's put a mask on him.
Let's hide the fact that he's black.
We can have your black character, but we can't show that he's black.
Just keep it's in your mind. That's the important part. Oh man. I'm hard pressed. Like what's a goofy dumbass comic book design that I think you would love? How about Batman of Zur-En R? You love Batman of Zur-En R?
What?
Do you not know about Batman of Zur-En R?
I have no idea what that is.
You know him. It's Grant Morrison's goofy dumbass Batman. It's got pink and purple. And yellow.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. Mental episode Batman, I think it was what it was.
Oh, controversial one on the DC side. I did not mind Wonder Woman with the pants.
I like Pants Wonder Woman too. Hang on, I'll go harder than I'll do you one better. I liked Wonder Woman with the pants and leather jacket.
Yes.
It looked so dumb. I loved it. Not as dumb as Black Knight wearing a leather jacket on the outside of his armor, but still, yeah. Hang on, I'm not sure if, like... Okay, best dumb 90s redesign. Let's go for that one. Because 90s is where we're going to find most of the dumb suits.
Oh, yeah. Back to Wonder Woman and her leather jackets again.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I didn't mind that look either. The little torso shirt type thing, bra thing she was wearing wasn't good. But the rest of it was pretty okay.
Yeah. Okay, is either of us going to have the balls enough to lie out their ass and claim that they like Superman Blue and Red? No.
No.
Which one's that?
Do you remember when Superman was split into two people, Superman Blue and Superman Red?
No, but why did they turn him into the freaking SVR 010?
Why was he SmackDown versus Raw?
Because Doomsday killed him.
And why does that turn him into a freaking trading dummy for SVR 010?
I don't know, shut up.
Effect 2.
I remember the blue Superman, but was the red Superman any different, or was it just normal Superman?
Superman Red and Superman Blue were identical except for color. Like, you remember they were like weird electric beings?
Yeah, I remember the weird electric blue being, I just don't remember the red design. But if it was the same, just red, I absolutely have no recollection of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay. Red Robin with the cowl.
It looks too much like Dr. Midnight.
It does, but DC doesn't care about Dr. Midnight. It would be a problem if DC decided to give Justice Society the light of day, but they don't, so...
Right. I will say I'm not a fan of that look. I always found it too plain.
My thing there... Oh, sorry, Addy.
Apparently, I only like the designs that people dislike. I like Cowl Robin, or whatever. Not Cowl, I like Hood Robin. I'm not sure if that's the same.
Hood Robin works for Damian, but I don't think it works for any of the others. To me,
I don't know. I just think it looks neat.
I think there should always be an element to Robin designs that allows them to differentiate a little bit. I have no idea what they can do differently with Jason. But to me, like...
Cripple, I guess.
He died. He didn't get... Okay, sure. How do we make Jason Todd a different Robin? Break his fucking legs!
I just remembered my controversial design that I was thinking of a couple months back. Disco Nightwing. Best Nightwing.
Oh, no!
Which was that?
No.
Which was that thing?
No!
Which was that thing? Tell me.
Hang on, I'll get it. Hang on.
Is it the one that's red and blue at the same time? Because I like that one.
No.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm getting the picture. I hate red Nightwing. I hate red Nightwing. To me, Nightwing is always blue. Always.
Yeah.
I like both of his designs. I like the red one. I don't know if I like the red one better.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I don't mind that one either. I prefer the freaking either the blue or the red one, but I don't dislike this one either.
He looks like the fucking...
He looks like Mr. Freeze. Or not Mr. Freeze. Freaking Captain Cold.
He looks like, what's his face? Warpath's brother, who was on the original Len Wein X-Men and died immediately. Thunderhawk? No.
Thunderstar. Not Thunderstar. It was...
What was his name? I'm getting confused with all the other generic Native American designs. He's basically T-Hawk, honestly.
Thunderbird.
He's Thunderbird. He is basically Thunderbird. And Thunderbird looked like shit. There's a reason they killed him. Okay, no. You know what? One just popped into my head of a awful design that I just want to vocalize. Classic Scarlet Witch. And now, I don't mean just the crown. I mean the original Jack Kirby Scarlet Witch when the crown went all the way around her head.
Yeah, that was incredible.
What was Jack Kirby thinking? The same guy who was behind such wonderful designs as Mr. Miracle designed that shit? Does Mr. Miracle have one of the best super suits in comics? I think he does.
Yeah.
He's
absolutely.
I think Booster Gold deserves a spot up there too, honestly.
Yes, I love Booster Gold.
We're in a position like Addy doesn't care about most of DC, but even Addy loves Booster. That's how great Booster is.
Booster was transcendent.
Booster was the best part of freaking Batman Brave and Beyond or whatever, Brave and the Bold.
Booster's the best part of everything he's in.
Booster was the best part of Batman Bat-Boss Symbiote.
All the sidekick heroes they had in Brave and the Bold were great, though. That's a problem. Brave and the Bold was fantastic.
Yeah. Brave and the Bold was really good, and it's last episode, being the fan parody character, getting them cancelled was the best. Because that was legit the last episode.
Yeah. We all need to give Brave and the Bold credit for having a comedic Aquaman where the joke isn't that he's pathetic. The joke is that he's fucking Aquaman. Outrageous. The fact that we've never got John DiMaggio Aquaman ever again after that is just sad.
Why didn't he just dub over the Aquaman movie?
I wish there wasn't a stigma or something like that going on in Hollywood where we could get good voice acting and good acting in a live action movie by dubbing people over. Like, freaking take freaking shitty Jared Leto Joker. Jared Leto Joker sucked on all fronts, but it would have been at least slightly better if Mark Hamill was the voice of Joker.
Or Gilbert Gottfried. Just go through Suicide Squad and replace every voice with Gilbert Gottfried.
The whole movie, freaking Alien vs Predator, was voiced by Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like, we gotta put Danny DeVito in there. What's some other ridiculous voices?
Whoever did Scooby Doo.
Frank Welker?
Yeah. So somebody doing a shitty Scooby Doo impression.
Hamlet, but everyone is Sylvester Stallone. Tommy Wiseau. No, Hamlet, but everyone is Tommy Wiseau.
No. Hamlet us played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Tommy Wiseau.
Okay, here's the thing. That joke has already been made.
What do you mean?
Last Action Hero actually had a joke where it was Hamlet starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it just cuts to Arnold holding a gun in a hallway and going, "Claudius, you killed my father. Bad idea."
I'd watch that.
Last Action Hero is fantastic. It's one of the most underrated movies in Arnold's career.
I've seen it and I think I liked it. I don't remember if I saw the whole movie or just parts of it. I feel like it was parts of it, but what I did see and I remember seeing, I did like.
Oh yeah, it's got Charles Dance, and Charles Dance is always good, even if he's in a bad movie. Charles Dance is fantastic.
But yeah, as for my freaking controversial outfit picks, I actually think that for the freaking leather jacket Spider-Man grew on me from the PS4 game.
Spider-Punk?
No, that was a denim jacket. I mean the one where he goes crazy and kills everyone for some reason. That's the genuine freaking story surrounding that outfit.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Was that the same comic where Mary Jane gets killed by a sperm?
No. I know we did discuss this costume on a previous podcast.
I know we did, but it's such a non-thing that my brain is like,
Because he has like an actual like red and black leather jacket and like freaking black jeans.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, I remember now.
Yeah, I like that one. That I don't think a lot of people do. And then as for Batman, it's not actually a Batman skin, but I like freaking Arkham Knight. I like Arkham Knight's design.
It's a solid Batman armor design.
Yeah.
The thing always with Batman armor designs is just like, to me, Batman isn't a character who should be weighed down.
Oh no, I don't mean Batman's Arkham Knight design. I don't like that one. I mean the Arkham Knight's design, the character's design.
Oh, the Arkham Knight design is shit. You are wrong, sir. He's just wearing a military uniform, but he's also got a terrible bat mask.
I don't know why I like the freaking. I don't know why it appeals. The freaking like, whatchamacallit, this green bat mask appeals to me.
What, are you also a big fan of the fucking motorbike helmet wearing dude from Watch Dogs 2?
Yes.
Why?
He's my favorite design dude just because he looks interesting somewhat.
Your favorite Batman villain is Daft Punk.
No, my favorite Batman villain is Riddler. I'm saying that that is a controversial design thing that I like. Yes, it is Daft Punk.
Okay, wait. Before we move on past Riddler, we need to say jumpsuit Riddler is worst Riddler. Best Riddler is wearing the suit with a bowler hat.
Yes. Absolutely.
But he still has the domino mask.
Yes.
Domino mask?
Yeah, the domino mask.
Has he ever not worn a domino mask?
Is that the small circle mask thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Robin
and Nightwing wear. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I want to see Riddler in a freaking combat suit for some reason. Like I just want to see how they could make that go wrong.
But he's so skinny and frail that he can't get up. He's too
Yeah.
weak. He just fucking drags along the floor. It's too baggy for him. He just stole it from one of Arkham Knight's goons.
Yeah. But instead of batarangs, he shoots question marks.
I feel like that actually was a thing. At one point, they did have Riddler like throw question marks at people. All right, that's probably enough super suit talk for today.
Yeah. Just another thing that I want to say before we close this topic. So, earlier in the week, I posted a picture of a really, I think, not well designed freaking Samurai Batman toy, because I thought the design looked stupid. I found one worse. So, Samurai Iron Man, which makes no sense, but still,
somebody will buy it.
Yeah. So the actual armor design is fine. It fits in with the team and shit. Then there's also just two flintlock pistols super glued to the bottom of his hand. Like, you know how the hidden blade is? Yes, those two flintlock pistols are like that. He can't actually fire them.
How does he fire them?
He doesn't.
They're for show.
Let me check. Let me see if I can find a picture. But like, the freaking.
This is the problem with trying to move some of the superheroes to other time periods. Like, once you move past like the 1800s with Iron Man, like it has to become like, does he just use magic?
Put a stand up, yeah.
I'd like to see like a medieval era Thor design, and it's just identical to his usual design, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh my!
So like the actual
That's
armor
terrible.
design.
That looks awful.
That is the worst thing I've seen this month, and the previous month, and probably the month before that.
The mask is garbage. I don't like the mask. The armor is whatever. It's supposed to be samurai armor, so whatever. And then there's just two flintlock pistols super glued to the bottom of his freaking arm.
Why is he special? He's just a samurai who taped flintlock pistols to his arms.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, Iron Man, the suit is what's special. Tony's a smart guy, by all means, but 99% of the time, the suit is what's special. There is nothing special about this suit.
Yeah, so like, freaking Samurai Batman, whatever, looks stupid, but at least it's believable because Batman kicks ass overall. He's also kind of a samurai, I think,
Batman,
in lore.
Alright, here's the thing. I don't like the interpretation of Batman being a ninja being Batman's primary focus. To me, Batman is like a detective and vigilante first, ninja second. If you throw Batman into Son Goku era, he should be a ninja. Making him a samurai makes no sense.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, the samurai freaking toy that I posted was actually from a movie. What is that from a movie called Ninja Batman?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that being a thing. And there was a samurai Joker, too.
Ooh, I need to watch that. To laugh.
Well, the thing is, like, it would be cool if it was just like, what if Bruce Wayne was born in Sengoku era Japan, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, it is honest to God, some time traveler picks up Batman, Joker, Harley out of modern day Gotham and transplants them to Sengoku era Japan.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? Because like, there could be an interesting storyline of like how would this character function in this culture,
Yeah.
But no. Batman pretty much just shows up in Japan, probably steals some dude's armor, and that's it.
The thing is, like, let me see if I can find the picture again of that so I can post it again. Yeah. So like, this is the super awesome special mega freaking Batman thing.
You need a timestamp?
Yeah.
Hang on, give me just a second. Go.
And so the thing is, like, say whatever you want about the actual armor, the freaking helmet. The freaking helmet.
Yeah.
Like, even if the armor was, like, super freaking awesome, the helmet would ruin it.
I mean, the bat ears are always going to be something difficult to handle.
But put it into the actual helmet. Don't make the cowl just start at the half point. Don't turn a freaking helmet into a cowl at the halfway point. Because that's what it looks like on this picture, at least.
I mean, the character designer was not in an enviable position there. Yeah.
Right. So there's that topic.
You done anything else this week, Addy?
Let's see. I don't think so. So no.
All right. On my end, let's see. I'm gonna run right through them. I got to play a lot of Gears 5. Well, not a lot. Excuse me. A little Gears 5. So they made it accessible earlier, 5 days earlier. And in that limited time, I got to play a little bit of Horde mode. And I already talked to Addy a fair bit about it on last week's podcast. But, so Horde mode, way back, Gears 2 introduced it. It's just, oh, well, you're a guy with a gun, and here's some friends with guns, and you have to fight an infinite amount of enemies. And Gears 3 added the ability to build things. Gears 4 added character classes. Gears 5 has turned it into kind of a hero shooter, where each individual character has different abilities. And you look around at a lot of the characters, and it's a lot of Gears characters. You know, oh, here's Marcus Phoenix, here's this kid, here's the new chick who's the main character, here's Sarah Connor from Terminator, makes sense. And they're all just humans with guns. And then there's one that's Jack. And it's a cute little flying robot drone with two big glowing eyes and cute little arms. And I told Addy about it last week, but I want to tell you about it this week, Pink. Because it makes me want to play Gears 5 for the channel at some point, just because this is your character. On its right trigger, he's got the Mercy heal beam. On his left trigger, he's got the Moira suck beam. If he is not using either of his beams at any given point, he auto-cloaks. And he's just invisible, and all enemies ignore him.
I like this.
And every different character gets their own things they can build and buy. So what Jack can build a weapon station that will allow the other players to recharge their ammo, or a forge that allows him to pick up guns from dead enemies and just sell them for loads of money, which he can then hand off to other players to allow them to build like turrets and barricades and all kinds of shit, right?
Right.
And what I find particularly amusing is Jack can't carry any guns himself, like hold them in his hands, because he uses heal beam and suck beam. What use would he have for guns? But he can carry them around on a tow cable behind him. One of my favorite things from reactions from the community is just Jax dragging guns around the different players. Like, hey, here's a sniper rifle, I found this. Like a fucking dog going out and getting the ball or the newspaper. Here, give me a treat. Or alternatively, after the fight's gone, they just go around harvesting the corpses for guns to sell. And I got to play with the other classes, though, between podcasts. And let me tell you, that's a pretty fun class arrangement. So there's the Scout class, which only has one person. Their entire thing is they get to upgrade their health and upgrade their move speed over the course of the game. They get increased amounts of money from drop. Every enemy that dies has a money drop that needs to be picked up. For most of the classes, that's a pain in the ass, because Gears is a cover shooter. You leave cover, you die! But the Scout class is entirely built around tanking and running, so they just pretty much run around like a squirrel, picking up all the shit that gets dropped from the other people's kills. And the thing about Gears is, Horde mode is, that anytime a drop gets picked up, it's evenly split between all players.
Oh.
So you really want to have a Scout on your team, so they can just run around picking up all the money from the people you kill.
Right.
And also they get the Retro Lancer, which is a gun with a little bayonet that can instantly melee kill any human-sized enemy. So everybody else is playing a cover shooter, and you're just running around impaling people. You got the tank, who does exactly as you expect. He carries big guns, and he gets a big health meter that he can expand further, and his main thing is trying to get shot. You have an engineer who cannot get any upgrades at all to their main character, but they get like 7 or 8 different buildings they can build. All different kinds. Sentry guns and explosives and barbed wire and all kinds of shit. And there's an offense class, which is entirely built around they get more money for headshots. So there's a nice, decent mix of classes there. It's really fun. Oh, I think there was also a support class, but I didn't play with them at all. It's definitely very well built. And I will also mention, that game looks fucking beautiful. The lighting system is nuts. It might be the best lighting system I've seen in a game of the 8th generation yet. I don't know if it uses ray tracing, but no, it doesn't use ray tracing, I can say that, but it does look fantastic. And there was just one last thing I wanted to mention. There's a lot of quality of life features in Gears 5. One of my favorite ones. Pank, have you ever played a Gears game?
I have not.
So Gears has a unique function, the active reload. Every time you reload, it starts a little meter in the top right under your ammo counter, and it's a timing minigame. And if you time it just right, you can shorten your reload much faster. Like a reload that ordinarily takes 2 seconds would wind up only taking like 40, like, let's say like a sixth of a second. Or not a sixth,
right.
Let me change that up. Like a little over half a second. And further, if you get, like, very good timing, like parry timing, it causes all the bullets you reloaded in your clip to deal much more damage and be more accurate. But this also resulted in the kind of thing, only the bullets that were added to the clip. So if you only spent 2 bullets out of a 10-bullet clip, and then reloaded, got perfect timing, you'd only get 2 super bullets. The rest would be regular bullets. So there's always been kind of a weird thing to Gears where you want to spend all of your clip before you reload, so you can get as many super bullets as possible, right?
Right.
Well, Gears 5 changes things. You can now reload at any time, even if your clip is full. So sometimes people will just be sitting there reloading constantly like, hang on, I gotta get it just right. I gotta fit the clip in just right so I can get better bullets.
He's just standing there constantly unloading and loading back up his gun.
Yeah.
Hang on, I didn't get it right that first time. Let me try again.
Oh, man. And my favorite quality of life feature. So there's always a problem with online multiplayer-based games, in that you may not want to play with people. Maybe for your first couple games, maybe for all of your games.
Mm-hmm.
So you just do a local area network or a private lobby of just yourself. But then you find out, oh, this is a co-op based game for 5 people, and I'm just one player with no other players or AI to help me. And that was a problem Gears 2, 3, 4 did have. And Gears 5 finally added AI teammates in Horde mode, which is like a first. Because I'm hard-pressed to think of any other games that have survival modes where they will have AI helpers. It's not a thing ordinarily.
Right.
So even if we were to play Horde mode, ordinarily, like in a lot of games, like it's always a problem with Terrorist Hunt, right? Where we're only 3 people.
Yeah.
And Terrorist Hunt is designed for 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would have just 2 extra Carmines there helping us. pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and wrap up Gears 5 there. I haven't got to play as much as I'd like to. I'd like to get in more time, but I've had a very busy week between acting classes and school and everything, and it's just crazy, You know how it is.
Right. Yep.
So I actually didn't get to spend any time with the new Total War Warhammer DLC either, which was pretty unfortunate. But overall, I was able to talk with Soon, and Soon was able to play it, so hey. They added a big ass lizard, so that's cool.
That's always good.
The one game I did really get to put some time into this week, though, Civilization 5. But you know what? Before we move on to that, let's just get this one out of the way before I forget. So you weren't here to talk about Terry Bogard last week in Smash.
No, I was not.
Right. So, is this the first, you've mentioned that this is the first Smash DLC you've actually had an experience with.
Right.
Is this the first Smash DLC you'd actually count yourself as some degree of excited for, or is it still
I don't know what to think about it, because it's like, yeah, I know this character, and we have that experience with that character, but it's like, I don't know, of a list of characters that I would actually want in the game, he would probably be very far on that, low down on that list, but now that he's in, I don't know, I'm actually kind of mildly excited for him, just because of that experience that we had.
More excited for him than Dragon Quest Hero.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I got to play Smash, finally, with a bit with Dragon Quest Hero and a bit with Banjo. Have you got to play either of them yet?
No. We do have Banjo. I don't know why, but we do.
Oh, weird. So
yeah, I have no idea what's up with that. Haven't tried him out yet, though.
Dragon Quest Hero? Shit. He's shit.
Rightfully so.
He is a sword character exactly as you expect. His normals, he is basically just Link. Again. I think he even has the fucking down stab. The pogo stick. I don't know why they gave him a pogo stick, but he has the pogo stick. But other than that, my god, this character is just the cheapest, dumbest shit. One of the chief worries going into the DLC was oh god, are we gonna get another Bayonetta? The answer is yes!
More pay to win.
So for one thing, critical hits, already a stupid mechanic. Being able to just randomly win the game with one hit is the dumbest. Even when you are playing as Dragon Quest Hero, you wish the critical hit mechanic wasn't there. Because it's not a dependable strategy. It's just sometimes you win. And of course the magic is a load of shit as well. Have you seen some of the nonsense? If you get that on the roll, for one thing, most of the magic spells are fantastic. Way better than stuff that pretty much any other character in the game has. But several of them are just one-hit kills. Guaranteed.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The ones that are Wazoom, Kazoom, Wham. All those moves, yeah, done. What a shit character. And he's so generic. Ugh. And it's really, really funny to have Dragon Quest Hero in the game. Meanwhile, there are so many people Terry Bogard! Why Terry Bogard, not Gino? Fuck me. The Smash community is the worst. It is the actual fucking worst. Did you see Sakurai had to out and out confirm, no, we're not putting Goku in the game?
I did see that.
God. But on the bright side, Banjo-Kazooie's really fun. They are actually a very fun character.
Nice.
There's definitely some aspects of, Banjo-Kazooie being a classic 3D platformer character. He would have a little bit of limited space to move. But they figured out some fun stuff to do with him. One of the more interesting ones definitely is his side special, side special, which is a kind of hyper armored charge forward move that hits for a shit ton of damage and like often gets a smash, which is all very nice. But it has a feather count. You get 5 feathers per life, and once you spend them all, I don't remember if it either disables the move entirely or if it just becomes a lot weak. It definitely loses its hyper armor once you run out of feathers. So Banjo's in a kind of weird position where you want to play a little bit moderate because he only gets 5 goes with that. But when he does get his charge, he can be a very, very aggressive character.
Right. That's interesting.
Other than that, he's kind of a balanced character, they are. Because obviously the neutral egg shoot is just hilarious. It's like if Fox and Falco got to move while they were shooting, right?
Right.
But he's also got their down special where they fart out an egg grenade, which is actually a
what?
Yeah, it's similar to Snake's grenade, but with less versatility. Because it's imagine if there was the Snake grenade, but it only at short range.
Right.
But it's still a good zoning tool. Well, the key difference is you don't get as much versatility in terms of range, but unlike the Snake grenade, it detonates on contact. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a zoning tool. You can use it to keep people away for a little bit.
Yeah.
And physics apply to it, so you can just sit on the highest point of the map and just have Kazooie shit grenade eggs down on people. Raining napalm. The recovery game is not fantastic, but it's okay. I think they get a triple jump. We're not talking Kirby or Jigglypuff territory, certainly. But they get an up B that is very good for recovery, and they can throw an extra 2 jumps on there. So,
nice.
Not the best recovery game, but up there. They're solid.
Yeah.
Like, on a scale of Kirby to Little Mac, they're in the middle. But here's the really key thing here. 5 more characters.
5 more.
5 more. Dante and Doom Guy still get their shot!
You know what I want to see now?
Who?
Tracer.
That is a solid possibility now. You're right. You're really right.
Exactly.
They add in Bastion instead.
That'd be a funny one.
They add in Bastion
and go into turret mode immediately.
Well, Bastion would lose on every moving map. You just play on fucking you play on the fucking skyship cruise, and Bastion dies immediately. Super Mario World.
When are they gonna patch in Pokey floats?
They don't need to. Someone already made it as a custom map.
But it doesn't move.
It's as close as you're getting.
Like I'm imagining they add in freaking Bastion, and then if you manage to win with freaking Bastion, instead of the normal Smash win animation, you get to play of the game animation.
They would do that for Tracer too if Tracer was in there. I'm very curious what they'll do with some of these win poses. A lot of people are wanting Terry to get classic KOF style win poses, like where he'll even have a different win quote for every opponent, and I'm just like, no, that's not happening. No. Terry is going to get a generic win pose where he makes a thumbs up at the camera and smiles. The only person, like, Joker getting a unique win pose was very much a thing of, like, you could just tell Sakurai loves Persona.
Right.
Terry will get a specific win pose where the opponents will line up. He will throw his hat and, like, Kung Lao freaking cut their head off. And then Terry walks over to the courses and goes, "Are you okay?"
Terry's actually going to be a lot of fun once we get him, I think. He's going to be different. Like he's going to be very much in the class. He's going to be kind of close to Shoto style, but enough different. Because I have Rising Taku is obviously going to be his up B. But do you think Power Dunk will be his down B? It would have to be, right? Which that'd be
What are you
something.
asking?
So,
because Because I have some experience with Terry and no experience with Smash.
Ah, shit.
And Pink has it the other way around. No, he has some experience with Terry as well. So
All right, Pink. Do you remember Terry's move where he spins up in the air and then he punches downwards?
Yeah.
I feel like that could be his down smash, don't you?
It could, but there are also other characters that have utilized a move like that as their up special. I'm thinking specifically of what's his face, Incineroar.
Yeah. I think. Well, he's not gonna do a hard dive like that because it's just kind of he hits as he's falling down naturally. To me, it's kind of like it could work as a recovery in the same way that like Little Mac's side B could work as a recovery.
Right.
It's not the optimal one, but it could work if you really want it. But
it can work in certain situations, but not your go-to.
To me, the Rising Taku would be the up B just because it gets so much more air.
Right.
Have we ever had a character whose projectile was ground following before? I guess Ice Climbers.
Yeah, Ice Climbers and... They might be the only ones.
Terry will be doing something different then, because he also has a ground projectile, the ground wave, but I can't see it being like the ice cubes. Like, the ice cubes do not cease to exist with the platform. They'll go flying off the platform and slide onto other platforms.
Right.
I think the ground wave would just stop. I can't see that being
wouldn't it?
I can't see it being a physical presence divorced from the platforms.
Right.
it's not supposed to be, I don't think.
Yeah, to me, I always thought of it as energy transferring along the ground rather than a physical existence of energy. Okay, the biggest question with Terry is which super will they give him? Will they just kin him and give him two, or will he? Because I love the Power Geyser and the Buster Wolf both.
He does a Buster Wolf into a Power Geyser.
Okay.
I guess it's possible. They could just go all out.
Okay, Pink, I don't know how much time you put in with Ken, but his super where he does the big spinning uppercut, the Shinryuken, does that one still trigger if someone is just above Ken?
I don't know. I do not play as Ken because I cannot play as either of the Street Fighter characters for the life of me.
Fair. I'm kind of shocked you don't like Ken, like Ryu. Part of the thing with Ryu is the classic Shoto, so he doesn't have any tools that are just egregiously on their face great. Whereas Ken, you look at that fire uppercut he's got, and you're immediately like, that's a good button.
That's a win button.
It's not a win button, but it's a core button. It's one to build a set around. Ken's too much fun for me just because of his flaming Shoryuken. I guess they could just have Terry like do the Power Geyser if someone's close and do the Buster Wolf if no one's close. But yeah, Terry could be a lot of fun. Here's part of my thing here though. 5 more characters. They haven't said they said with these 5 characters that they would all be third party. They haven't said whether the next 5 will be first party or third party.
True.
Now, we all know the worst possible scenario. I mentioned this to Addie last week. The worst possible scenario is more Fire Emblem.
We're getting all the characters from the latest Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I was about to say Sakurai's like, oh hey, 3 houses just came out.
How many slots do we have again?
The best possible scenario. Okay, nobody mentioned Gino, first of all. Would any of us be cool with Waluigi? Like, I know there's...
I'd be fine with the Waluigi if I'm being 100% honest here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If we're being totally honest, no memes, would you be cool with Waluigi?
I wouldn't say no.
You know who I want?
Who?
Waluigi.
Oh, the Wooloo Pokemon. Right. I remember when that was a thing. Right. The sheep Pokemon everyone thought was cute.
Yeah. of course, game with a freaking Welsh character has sheep Pokemon.
There's got to be another pick to take from Metroid, can't there?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I've never played a Metroid. Well, I have, but I've never gotten far enough to witness any other character outside of Samus.
Mother Brain.
Mother Brain's way too big. If Ridley is too big, Mother Brain is way too big.
She also can't move.
That's true. I feel like Mother Brain wouldn't be acceptable for kids either. In modern age, in
Metroid that is even resembling a human anatomy.
They add in freaking Captain and Mother Brain.
Yeah. There are a ton of in like the Prime series, but Nintendo seems pretty intent on not acknowledging Prime outside of Prime itself. Like
did Prime come out on GameCube?
The original trilogy did. The new one is going to be out on Switch. They announced a fourth one.
For the most part, Nintendo ignores the GameCube era.
I would also say a big part of it is simply just that Prime is way more adult than most things Nintendo does. Like, Prime feels like a Halo game. And so, for Nintendo, it's like, this game's very adult, which means it's a shame, and we will never acknowledge it. Despite the fact that Joker and Bayonetta are both in Smash, and they are both from very M-rated games. I'm hard-pressed for any picks other than Waluigi that I think would be good additions. I was about to say Rosalina, then I realized, wait, she is in the game.
Let's go with another Kirby character. Let's do Rick, the giant hamster guy.
Bandana Waddle Dee.
King K. Rool.
Yes.
Bandana Waddle Dee. King K. Rool is already in the game, Zaddy.
Oh shit! Right.
They added him in Ultimate.
Right, they did.
They could just throw another Kong in, I guess. Since Rare's back on the plate.
They add just the character is Kongs. That's the name of the characters, and you just switch between freaking all of the Kongs that are not called Donkey.
Cranky Kong is OP.
You get to switch between freaking Diddy and Dixie Kong as a team. You get to switch between Lanky and Funky Kong as a team.
What was the weird furry Kong that was like supposed to look like a sexy human woman?
I forget her name.
Candy Kong.
Candy Kong.
Yeah. Candy and Cranky are also a team.
Throw that directly into the trash. Directly into the trash. They've already started work on a Candy Kong. Travel to the offices in Japan and take the file out of Sakurai's computer and throw it in the trash.
And then burn it so we can't get it back. Make sure it's properly disposed of.
Yes, I'm sure Mashed Potato Samurai is rigging the models himself.
I'm not gonna lie. I think on every popularity poll for characters to add to Smash, the most popular first-party character, like, after, unless you count Geno, but even more so than Waluigi, I think Bandana Waddle Dee is actually stupid popular on most of the polls.
Okay, you guys know what would freaking shock the world?
What?
The Shockmaster. No, not really. Freaking Dragon Quest Slime. It's possible. That's the worst part.
It is possible, and that is the worst possible scenario.
If they fucking add another Dragon Quest character, I'm uninstalling the game.
Canceling my Nintendo. Throwing it out. Putting it in the recycle bin.
I'm just going to send my Switch to Soon in Boston. He keeps asking for one. It's like, here, take it.
Take this device. It's yours now.
The curse is transferred.
They had another Dragon Quest character. Nintendo is cancelled. The whole company.
Satoru Iwata rises from his grave. Like, he's like Jason Voorhees with a vengeance.
You know who they should add for absolutely no reason at all? Pauline.
Pauline, who's Pauline?
The
Frickin'
old classic,
Peach. The Peach before
the
Peach.
original Peach
Oh!
from Donkey Kong.
Well, she kind of already is in the game, just not playable.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Who's the pedophile from Zelda?
Error.
No, the other one.
Tingle?
Tingle. Japan will love it. And everybody else will burn their copies of the game. They just whip out crosses, they throw it in the trash, and they burn the shit.
Tingle releases Tingle is announces a DLC for Smash Ultimate. Suddenly, all full body green suits sell out on Amazon.
Okay, they all sold out the instant that Filthy Frank was on YouTube, so... Oh god, is Filthy Frank just the real-life Tingle?
Yes. Phil Tingle Frank. Phil Tingle Frank.
Insight gained. Okay, now we're starting to get to cursed territory.
Yeah, so we all know who the best first party Nintendo character is that they could add. Rugal.
Shut up.
One of these days it will
past
work.
a certain point, Addy's main objective in life is to play SNK characters in non-SNK games.
One of these days, Rugal will take over all games, all of them.
Can we point out, by the way, how SNK is putting their dick in everything right now?
Yeah.
Geese is in Tekken. Haomaru is in Soul Calibur. Mai Shiranui is in Dead or Alive.
Nekoruru in Smash.
No, that was close. Pink, did you see the trailer for Terry?
I did.
Wasn't that fantastic?
It was.
I love the
I
Geese.
didn't understand most of the characters, but yeah.
I love that Geese dies trying to reach for the Smash letter. That's why Rock Howard's an orphan. His dipshit dad tried to be in Smash and failed.
He tried to Smash but got passed.
I'm hard pressed to say which is better: the Geese accidentally committing suicide, or Yori missing and then doing his evil laugh anyway. Doing his evil laugh anyways. Ah, man. Now I want to play KOF. Oh, what? Addy, why did you have to mention Rugal?
Because it's my objective. It's my objective. My objective. Freaking out. Objective. Yes, it's my objective to invoke Rugal until he appears.
Oh man.
One of these days it will work.
Oh, I need to look up if KOF 14 has like a lobby system. I really want to play a lot of KOF 14. Alright, let's go ahead and...
The thing is, like, I'm gonna invoke him so hard that one day he will show up at my door and then freaking genocide cutter me.
Gigantic pressure.
Yeah.
He just grabs you and fucking hauls ass across the street, rams you into the neighbor's place, and then rams you back into your apartment. And he just leaves.
It's what he was sent for.
It's a door-to-door gigantic pressure service.
Free of charge. The cost is your body to be turned into a statue later.
The cost is your fucking spine.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, let's talk about Civ 5 real quick before we wrap this up. So, hey, Pink, how long you been playing Civ? Altogether, the series.
Like 2 months.
Oh, fuck. Civ 6 is the only Civ game that you've ever played.
Yep.
Okay. So, in my case, I've been playing Civ since I was 8 or 9. But I've always sucked at it. It was always that kind of comfortable place of, I'll put this on the lowest difficulty and just kind of build cities. And that was about it. And so I was finally, I should point out, like, a good 4 or 5 years ago, I tried to play Civ 5 against Soon, and he whooped my ass. So, just a couple weeks ago, you mentioned that you had got Civ 6, and you were playing it. And I was like, man, I really want to play Civ. So I reinstalled Civ 5, and I'm trying to not suck at it. That's why my series is Alex Gets Mediocre at Civ 5. And I'm very curious about how much of this stuff really applies. So, what difficulty are you playing Civ 6 at?
It is... I have not adjusted the difficulty in any way. It's on the standard, I believe, 4 at Prince, and I think it goes up to 9.
It goes up to Deity, yes. So, I've played on Settler for forever, and the game pretty much plays itself as Settler. And I've just recently moved up to Warlord, so you're still already ahead of me, despite having just started. So I'm curious, though, is the strat in Civ 6 still rush science ASAP?
Yes. In my experience, science has been essential for everything, and the more science you have, the better off you are. So I have never tried to rush anything else but science.
Right, and that was always my biggest mistake with Civ, was I assumed science was like one of many viable strategies to pick. I assumed it was like, oh, you can focus science, or you can focus culture, or you can focus military. No, it's you focus science, and then you focus culture or military.
Right. Science is a gateway to your other victory options.
Yes, unless you're playing as Babylon or Korea, in which case it is your victory option. Are Babylon and Korea still in Civ 6?
Korea is, Babylon is not.
Is Korea still the science powerhouse that it is in Civ 5?
Yes.
Okay, because in Civ 5, Babylon, Korea, and the Mayans are all the OP top tier picks, because they're all 3 science focused. I'm curious if they retained a couple systems from Civ 5. So before Civ 5, you could stack military units in one tile. You could stack all units in one tile. You could have 30 units sitting on one tile. Which meant that war, past a certain point, was just plain silly Zerg rushing. You have the better strategy, but I have 30 spearmen sitting in one cuddle puddle. Civ 5 got rid of that and made it where only one unit could occupy a space so that there was more strategy to warfare. Did Civ 6 keep that?
Yes, Civ 6 does keep that.
Okay. Is Civ 6 on a square-based grid or a hex-based grid?
Hex.
Okay, so they kept that from Civ 5 as well. Are there city-states?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a golden age mechanic where your excess happiness can eventually build up to start a golden age?
Where it can, with the excess happiness, can build up to what?
Build up to a golden age.
There are golden ages, but not like the previous ones in Civilization 6. It's actually the DLC add-on that they had, the Rise and Fall DLC.
Oh, okay.
That is where it puts you on a chronological timeline, and if you science your way up into a golden age, that's how you obtain it. It does not rely on the citizens' happiness.
Okay, so golden ages are just a set thing for everybody. Like when you get, like, let's say astronomy, you get a free golden age.
Right. It's like if you've researched like a bunch of technologies in your set time period before time runs out, then congratulations, you've won yourself a golden age. If you don't, well, sorry, pal, you got a dark age now.
Okay. I've got another thing that I'm curious about. Is happiness a city by city thing, or is it a global mechanic?
As far as I'm aware, it's global.
Okay. Is there any benefit to building excess happiness then, if there's no golden ages are attached to tech?
I've not experienced any. I've also not had any unhappy citizens to this point.
Unhappiness generally just builds to it. Production lowers, reproduction, growth lowers, that kind of thing. Past a certain point, it
Yeah.
causes
That probably stayed.
Yeah, past a certain point, your military gets weaker as well.
It's like, we're done fighting. This is stupid.
Alright. I'm trying to think of what else there is major that Civ 5 changed. Is there still a social policy system?
Yes.
And you achieve social policies by building up culture, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does it start off with the same divide Civ 5 has, where there's tradition for tall empires, liberty for wide empires, honor for more warmongering empires, and piety for religion?
Not really. But very similar.
Okay, so there's still like a kind of system at the start where it's like, do you want to build wide? Do you want to build tall?
Yeah.
Do you want to build over your enemies' graves?
Yep.
Okay, I've got one curious question. So is warmongering viable in 6? Because 5 was kind of the oddball for the fact it was the first Civ where warmongering was considered viable. Before that, it was considered non-viable.
I would say yes and maybe a bit no. If you're trying to get like a diplomatic victory, warmongering is very bad because you will actually lose diplomatic points, which you would use to earn diplomatic victory points. But overall, if you don't mind everybody hating your guts, there's absolutely nothing wrong with more warmongering, just as long as you've got an army big enough to thwart any usurpers.
And happiness, lots of happiness.
Yes, lots of happiness.
That's always the thing with Civ 5. Is like, yeah, warmongering is perfectly viable, but the instant you take over a single city, every Civ on the map will hate you from then on until the end of time.
Yep. That's how it is in 6.
Yep. Okay, I'm sitting on another couple questions here. Did Civ 6 bring back the idea of having a Civ that can have multiple leader options?
Only a select few. There are, I want to say...
I assume America can pick... I assume America can pick between George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, as usual?
No, America is actually run by Theodore Roosevelt and does not have an alternate option as your leader. Yes.
America's usually first priority. America had like 4 leader choices in Civ 4. I thought you could take, like, honest to God, you could take Washington, Lincoln, maybe Jefferson, I can't remember, and FDR. Huh. Who does get multiple leader choices then?
Greece, with Pericles and Gorgo.
Okay. Two relatively lesser known historical figures, so they give you 2 of them.
Yeah.
Now,
I feel like there might have been one other civilization that had 2 leaders, but it escapes me now, and I might be misremembering.
Okay. Did they keep the unique ability system?
Yes.
Okay, in Civ 5, every Civ has a unique ability, but in Civ 6 and in Civ 4, no. Well, every Civ will have a unique unit or a unique building. Every leader just pulls from a generic pool of traits. Like, let's say Gandhi gets the peaceful trait and the religious trait. And those just make him slightly better at peacetime maintenance and religion. But Gandhi had no unique abilities.
It's probably more in line with the trait system.
Right, because Civ 5 has stuff where it's like it changes the entire game for that guy. Like, what's a good one to think of? Like, the Shoshone, everybody else, when they build a city, they get the immediately surrounding tiles as borders. The Shoshone get 2 space. They get up to 2 tiles away. Pretty much everything within 2 tiles away is their border. They get much larger borders when they found cities.
Ah.
Or who's another good example of one? Gandhi has double unhappiness for cities, but half unhappiness for population. Japan had a really interesting one. Japan had Bushido, which makes it where units that are wounded still fight at full strength. Even if there's like one guy left in the unit, he will fight with a strength of 10. He will fight with a strength of 10 men.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because every other unit in the game gets
like that that the leaders have.
Nothing like that?
There are a lot like that.
Oh, okay. Does Japan keep the Bushido trait?
It might. I will have to check.
What you're telling me is that I need to make freaking I need to buy Civ whatever this is and then play Japan because it has pop culture ninja mechanics.
Oh right, conservation of ninjutsu. The less of them there are, the more powerful they are.
Yeah. That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah, Civ 5 is fantastic. At this point, we might if we were to come together on a Civ game, at this point it'd probably be 6, just because 6 is the most recent, and it's the one that's gonna get the most attention, obviously.
Right.
Civ 4 would definitely be stupid cheap. But Civ 5 is also fantastic. It just happens to be the one right now that I've got the most experience with.
Right.
But I'm definitely interested in learning Civ 6, because Civ 6, like, city management has gotten a lot more advanced than Civ 6, right? With district management and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Alright. So, hang on. You said you recorded Civ 6, right?
Yes.
Who did you record with?
Alright, so when I started recording, I decided that I would do a true start location playthrough, and I would be a random leader. So.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I once tried to go with random leader in Civ 5. It gave me Byzantium. Byzantium is by far the lowest tier Civ in Civ 5.
So, the one I got was Indonesia.
Indonesia's alright. Well, Indonesia is one of the most map-dependent civs.
Yes, here's the thing. My spawn location is an island. The island consists of 2 tiles.
Hope you can build a lighthouse.
I could, but it's gonna take a while because I've got no production. I have 1 tile which my city is settled on that provides 1 food and 1 production. And then the tile adjacent to me is a rice tile, so that gives me maybe 4 food right now.
But they're sure
the rest is all water tiles.
Fish.
So, the big problem with my island is that I can produce a lot of citizens because I'm making a lot of food. I can't produce any buildings because I've got no protection. And I can't produce any districts because I've got no islands to put them on.
Does Civ 6 still have the specialist system?
I don't know what that is, so probably not.
So in Civ 5, there's a system. Certain buildings introduce specialist slots, which you can put citizens in. And that means that citizen won't be working the land, but the specialist slot just does something on its own. Like, once you get let's go with a market, it unlocks a merchant specialist slot. And if you put somebody in that slot, they're going to consume more food, but no matter what tiles are surrounding you, they will automatically produce 2 or 3 gold per turn, as well as like 2 or 3 great merchant points.
I don't think we have that.
So in your position, I would try to rush for the workshop as soon as possible, because the workshop is still in Civ 6, right?
Yeah.
In Civ 5, the workshop unlocks the workman or whatever specialist who will, no matter what your surroundings are, he will produce hammers.
Nice. That sounds like a good option because I've got no hammers.
Yeah.
I've got a single hammer.
Were you at least able to found on a hill?
No.
Oh fuck.
Neither tile was a hill tile.
Literally just 1 hammer.
Just the one.
Okay, I'm curious. Did Civ 5 keep the trade caravan system?
there is a trade system in it, so yeah.
Right, but do you build individual traders and then choose them to move stuff from city to city? Because in Civ 5, you can build a trade caravan, and what they can do is they can trade with city states or civs for, like, plus 8 gold per turn or something. Or you can have them move apples or hammers from one city to another. Or pretty much just provide free apples or free hammers to another city. So, Pink did drop out of the call just now.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate, because I was talking directly to him. But I'm very curious what he means by trade, because every Civ game has had trade in that you can contact, like, I don't know, Nebuchadnezzar and be like, hey, I'll give you silk if you give me wine. Are you talking about that, Pink?
No, well, we do still have that. I'm talking about the actual trader that walks from tile to tile.
Okay, so in Civ 5, he can do that to make money. But you can also have him transport. You can have him provide apples or hammers from one city to another.
Ah.
So that it's a whole thing of, like, if you're really wanting to rush growth for a city, you can have him move apples, or if you really want to rush a wonder, have him move hammers. Now, Millie, you need a granary to move apples. You need a workshop to move hammers. But nonetheless, you can use that to, like, help cities that are in awkward positions.
Right.
The cargo ship can do it as well, not just the trade caravan. Have you seen if they still have that function?
I don't believe they do. There is a function similar. I'm thinking it depends or relies on the districts of the city you're trading with. So if I were to send my trader to a city that had a workshop district, that's how he would bring me the hammers.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. I need to, when the Christmas or Halloween sale comes around, I need to pick up Civ 6, because every time you talk about the district system, I'm like, fuck, what? Districts? But I think in your position, maybe the smartest thing would just be, like, since you're already getting population like mad, just rush a settler, send them to a place that actually has hammers, build a city,
right.
Send hammers back.
If I'm lucky, nobody spawned in Australia, so I can just send a settler down there, because I know there are plenty of mountains down there.
The only one that would spawn in Australia would be Australia itself, right?
Right.
Because Civ 6 had where you actually spawn in where you're supposed to spawn.
Yes.
Civ 5, I don't think, does the same thing. Civ 5 just has, is the climate right? Because I started up an Ethiopia game on the Earth map, and it fucking spawned me in Alabama. I was like, yeah, that's where Ethiopia is. Famed Haile Selassie, king of Alabama. Alright. I love Civ. I love talking about Civ. I love recording Civ. But the discussion has to end at some point. I think we can call this a podcast. Addy.
Sounds good to me.
Addy, say bye.
Say bye.
Yeah, bye. Bye. Yeah. There we go. Later, folks.